Welcome to GOAT James Kingdom, where basketball lives forever. Here in GOAT James Kingdom, we attack the GOAT debate head on, where we challenge all Michael Jordan fans and all LeBron detractors to who is the GOAT of basketball. You can catch us every Sunday noon Eastern Time, right here on the GOAT James Kingdom channel, for the GOAT James Kingdom show with B. Lee and Ajani. Also, we go live Friday nights with the Friday Night Exposure with the Exposer, where you catch special shows and content as a GOAT James Kingdom follower and subscriber. Also, check out the GOAT James Kingdom membership, where you can get exclusive content.
White side, back side, sunny side, Lakers in 5. Chris Paul, Cliff Paul, Jake Paul, Logan Paul, Lakers in 5. Phoenix Sun, Henry Sun, Mohegan Sun, the Sun about to set. Lakers in 5. OKC, KFC, UFC, Serge Ibaka, Chewbacca, Waka Flocka, Lakers in 5.
Business, man. How y'all gonna be fucking with me? I just sent y'all nigga home. Tyler, how they gonna do that?
They be talking shit.
Man, they been talking shit all week.
Hey, all the analysts said what they say.
Lakers in 5. And then look, when we was up 3-1, they said Lakers in 7.
Ain't they say that?
Go to hand of day. Hey, Tyler, what is it? Hey, the good guy gonna die in this movie.
Hey, we exposed
Anthony Davis.
What about your Lakers
The
now?
Lakers are
You were
better.
talking all
We
that
needed
crap.
Anthony Davis.
The Lakers suck.
You're a fake
You're the biggest
Laker
LeBron
fan.
sexual ever.
Anthony
Hey,
Davis.
Johnny's always
We
talking
had no
crap.
rim
You think
protection.
you're the man.
Look at our
That's
team.
why no one
This
likes
is
your
the
channel.
same thing.
GOAT James
oh my
Kingdom
God,
sucks.
JJ Redick
Everybody
sucks.
hates the exposure.
I wish
Everybody
we still
hates you,
had Kobe.
Ajani.
Please give us Kobe.
Welcome to GOAT James Kingdom. Welcome. I am Ajani the Exposer, and y'all have now been exposed by the Exposer. I appreciate it. And enjoy. I am called Ajani the Exposer. You guys are being exposed today.
Your opinion, I guess.
Move on from it. It was the 90s. That's it, bro. Move on from that. You don't know history. You don't know basketball. You just told me I'm stupid. But look how stupid you look because you don't know all this basketball. You don't know history. You don't know jamming. You don't know schematics. You don't know coaching. You don't know scouting. You don't know drafting. You don't know nothing but that Michael Jordan's great because the media said you that. So told you to say that. I know I'm this recorded, and you are officially being exposed by the Exposer, and you're gonna sit there like a man and take this just like Buddy did 2 weeks ago.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Hey, get your numbers out. I had to get my numbers out.
Peace and blessings, y'all. Welcome to the Friday Night Exposure with the Exposer. I'm your host, Ajani the Exposer. I am here, ladies and gentlemen, ready for all of you. I am here. I'm tired of all the lies and all the nonsense. So here I am after the Lakers lost. And as I told you, I'm putting the link up for you guys. If you sitting here want to step up and have a conversation with me, this is the best time for it. This is the time that you can show your powers. You can show that all of you knew more about basketball than Ajani. I already see y'all in the comments. Let's give some praises to some GOAT James Kingdom members. Peace and blessings. What is good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Yes, shout out to all the GJK members. Peace to you, Zero, as we are here to have some fun. Yes, we are here to show out. Where are all you NBA fans that know the game of basketball? Where are y'all at? Y'all were quick to talk shit on the comments, but where y'all at? It's here for you. I'm taking L's all over the place. Well, the link is available for you. They see, there we go. King Rose speech is in the building. Here we go. We get our first NBA fan We're going to reach 100 NBA fans tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what NBA fans got to say to the LeBron James fan. What do you got for me today, King Speech Row?
Well, listen, it's been a good week for me, man. It's been a very good week for me. All my predictions. I called this. I did give them. I gave Lakers 2 games, but I did say they could win in 5, and nobody thought that. I said that the Wolves were a better team. I said that Data McDaniels be key. I said that Rudy Gobert was going to make it hard to drive the lane, and so that's how the series played out. Randall.
You predicted all of that on what show? Where can we go find you dropping all this knowledge?
Well, I did do a rant. I did do a preview. You could check my channel. It was Friday before the series started. It was actually 2 Fridays ago, right? Okay. So it's there. Anybody could subscribe to Key Speech Row. Come over to my channel. You ain't got to subscribe if you don't like it. But look at some of them. I actually did 3. I did the Knicks Pistons, and I did Golden State. I did Golden State. What's the name? And the rest of my predictions, I was on 93Z. I was going to actually take some time to download those, but I just was on 93Z's channel for the night debating his cousin. So, yeah, trust me. I hit the nail. Look, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I hit the nail on the head. I did a Lakers versus you'll see Ant-Man and LeBron on the thumbnail.
It's a video or to the left?
Yeah, it's a video.
Okay. So you said that Jaden McDaniels and Rudy Gobert were going to be the difference makers in this series. That's what you said.
Defensively, yes. I said Jaden McDaniels will be able to hold his own on any one of the Lakers. I said he was going to put him on Luka, and he did. He held his own. Look, Luka's the guy. You can play him well. He's still going to get 35, right? Because Luka's that skilled. But if you make him work for that 35, you did your job. So McDaniels was key. Look, if they had a point guard, this would have been easier. They don't have a point guard, and they played so damn dumb. 7 for 47 when you had Rudy Gobert looking like Wilt the Still. That's crazy. How do you 247 threes when all you had to do was get the ball inside? But it just so happened the Lakers had flaws that were exposed. I think we all know that now, right?
What was those flaws? You basically said Luka was the flaw. That's what you basically just stated.
No. I said the Lakers they had poor perimeter defense. They had a bunch of guys that you can hunt, and they did not have rim protection, right? And look, the little rim protection they had, JJ Redick chose not to play. He chose not to play whatever big lineups he could. He wanted to go with that offensive lineup that he went with the next that half, and it just wore down.
The link's available. I'm not holding back on anybody. The link's available for all of y'all.
Yeah, come in, guys. Because
I'm listening to King Rose speech now. It's a 14-minute video I see here that you have here.
Yeah.
Where did you state this exactly with this Jaden McDaniels?
Somewhere. I can't even tell you. I gotta have to listen again because I did a bunch of. I've been doing most of my videos on the Knicks, especially playoff time. But I definitely. I want to say probably anywhere from 3 minutes to about 6 minutes. I said that Jaden McDaniels will be, a key in that series. So I look, man. I stand on what I always stand on what I say, man. And I said Rudy Gobert was gonna make it hard for LeBron to drive. LeBron got his drive, but it wasn't as easy as it would be against a team that don't have Rudy.
I don't watch ESPN, sir. I do not watch ESPN. ESPN does not have. They don't no longer show any good highlights. ESPN is definitely not worthy of watching. So let's see. That's right. I'm motherfucking Donkey Kong. Come be Mario. Nigga, the link is up. This is your opportunity to sit here and tell me that y'all know basketball. So y'all can tell me how the Lakers lost. This guy told me that he predicted Jaden McDaniels, but I got his video up and I will look at it shortly. I'm not gonna look at it right now because I can't look. I can't really take the time to look at it. We're gonna look at it by the end of the night. So shout out to everybody again who's watching me tonight. This is the Friday Night Exposure with the Exposer. I am here having my fun with all of you guys. And again, I made my predictions. And again, I'm the only one who is willing to make true predictions. All you guys who sit here is going to make all these safe predictions, who can say who's going to lose, but you're never going to tell anybody who's going to win. So I'm going to be a real LeBron fan and tell you, yes, I rooted for LeBron James to win the NBA championship this year because the Lakers were good enough to win a championship this year. But I'm the only one that's going to beat my chest and tell y'all this, and y'all going to be the ones sitting in the comments acting like you scared, talking about let me up. You can come up, but you don't want to deal with me. It's only one me here, ladies and gentlemen.
See, I'm the only true silverback gorilla up in this park, man. Y'all just some soft brown gorillas, man. Look at your soft arms, man. You see these brolic arms, man. Back up off me, man. Back. You know what it is. See, I'm the only gorilla with an emote. See, I'm the only gorilla up in there that look like he can play in the NFL on any given team on any given Sunday. Me. You see, I'm the only one that can play with this robe and look brolic while doing it. Get your soft body the hell up out of here, man. I said what I said. You heard me? Back up. See, I'm the one that can stiffen his teeth while simultaneously bathing with his own.
Oh, yeah. You saying, why can't you access the link? The link is available. I'll put the link up again for you. The link is available for you. The link is available for you. But the truth of the matter is that my prediction about the Lakers was predicated on their offense. And none of y'all going to sit here and talk about the Lakers offense. King Rose Speed said that they were cutting off driving lanes, which is not what really they were really doing. They did play good, solid one-on-one defense. But at the end of the day, when the Lakers take their best screener off the floor for the majority of the game, it is going to be difficult for LeBron James, Austin Reeves, or Luka Doncic to detach themselves from some solid defenders, which we all know that the Minnesota Timberwolves have. So let's go ahead and let's listen to Jackson Hayes explain how he was told he was not going to play in Game 5.
Very quickly in this series, JJ went away from you. How was that communicated to you? Did you understand the decision? And what was the feeling like to, especially tonight, not to get a chance to help the team?
Yeah, I mean, they told me, they were up straight with me, just saying just to stay ready, and they're going to try some other things out. So, I mean, that's what coach's decision, so I respect that always.
All right. Shout out to Jared, who said here, hey, Johnny, the Lakers lost because J.J. Redick did a poor job of balancing out his rotations, playing LeBron James in the entire second half, not playing bigs and not staggering the guards well enough. I agree with you 100% on that. I don't know what he was thinking. Again, I did not expect J.J. Redick to completely change his whole philosophy and game plan starting into the playoffs like this. He completely did. I was going back and looking at film and saying to myself, why didn't they run these sets? Why didn't they do this? I don't understand what J.J. Redick was doing. But again, these are rookie mistakes that he's going to make as a coach, and we're going to have to just accept it as is, because that's who the Lakers have as a coach, and he didn't do a bad job technically throughout the whole year. He just was stubborn. He just thought his way of game plan was going to work. But I got Steven in the building. What's going on, Steven? You are the NBA fan. I'm the one LeBron fan. What do you got for me?
So I got a bet with Lamont. And it's on your channel, is on this channel. I got the link if you want. So I bet with him $200.
What did you bet? What was the bet?
So if I lose, I will give you to your channel, well, to his team to be correct, I say his team, but I will give it directly to Lamont $200. If I lose, I will give $200. If I win, I will host the show for one night and it accept. So he can even say that he will not pay the bet. I don't care, but he has to say in front of everybody, and he has to say that he's not a man of his word.
Why did you go on his show last night and tell him this? Why are you here on Friday night telling me this? This is not my business.
No, I know it's not. Well, I don't really know how this channel works, but last night I was sleeping. And by the way, I don't live in United States, so I'm
okay.
I'm living in Europe, so I was sleeping last night.
Okay,
so I didn't know.
I'm Ajani. Okay, I understand that. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining me on a Friday night. But I'm Ajani. This is Goat James Kingdom. We multi-stream on FYF. I have no idea of what bet that you and Lamont made. I have nothing to do with that. So with that being said, can you express what you feel about this series? Why did you predict the Lakers would lose? And did you predict they would lose to Minnesota, or you just made some random bet thinking the Lakers were just going to lose and not win the championship? Was that your bet, that they were not going to win the championship?
Well, I did the bet 1 month before. So I was thinking about Warriors Lakers in the first round at that time. But to be honest, when I saw that it will be Wolves versus Lakers, I will feel like it was already over. the Wolves was a nightmare for the Lakers defense. Lakers doesn't have any rim protection. Lakers have a backcourt with Reeves and Luka Doncic. They are not good perimeter defenders, so it was fuck up. And also, if you see at the Ant-Man was playing better. He was shooting more. He was shooting with high percentage. His playmaking ability were getting better compared to last season. So I was feeling like it's over, man. It's just if Julius Randle don't start to play in the low post all the time, it's over. They will win, and they win 4-1. It was so easy, man. It was so easy.
Okay, Anthony Edwards shot 42% from the field. He shot 30% from three-point land. Where was he shooting good at?
Well, if you see his stats after the All-Star game, and also if you see his...
Oh, you're talking about during the regular season. So you felt that what he was going to do in the regular season, he was going to be able to do in the series.
And of course, usually during the playoff, the percentage can go lower a little bit because the other teams start to play more defense. Let's put this way. If you see game 2, they really almost kick the shit off the walls. I'm talking about the Lakers. So I was feeling like, maybe if they play a little bit dirty, they can win a game. But the Wolves were just better. And just to be clear, I'm not against the Knicks. But when I hear after the trade that the Knicks were a contender and the Wolves were just waiting to drop a Julius Randle contract or after the season, or to drop a Julius Randle when the contract will expire. When the contract will expire, I was thinking like it was complete BS. And this ESPN shit. This ESPN shit all the time. They try to pump the Knicks and the Lakers because they are the big markets. And again, I'm not against LeBron. I love LeBron. He's great. I'm not rooting against the Lakers, but I don't like when they start to say, "Oh, the Knicks are a contender," without understand that they just dismantled a team that played great in the last postseason. They left Arthurstein, they left DiVincenzo, and they took Cat. The Knicks didn't need Cat. Cat is a great player, but they didn't need him. It was already a great team. They just have to keep the same team, and they will have more chance if it was the same roster this season. Now they will go against the Celtics. Trust me, against the Celtics, they will be lucky if they go to Game 6, but they will never beat the Celtics unless someone on the Celtics get injury. So this is what I think. But again, to be clear, Minnesota is get better after the Anthony Edwards. The Towns trade. Even Randall is changes game to give more chance to Minnesota, and now the team that everybody thought that will do nothing during the postseason, it's probably the best contender against OKC for a conference finals.
So you got Minnesota. But when the playoffs started, you said Minnesota is the team that's going to threaten OKC to make the finals. That was what you said.
The conference, I didn't say that, but for sure I was thinking that they will be the Lakers. I believe that
when you had the Warriors beating the Lakers.
Well, again.
Oh, that was a month ago. Oh, that was a month ago. Okay,
that was a month ago, but I still.
So you thought the Warriors were going to be better than the Lakers a month ago.
I still believe that the Warriors are better than the Lakers, but we don't know. We will not. You know why? Because the Lakers get eliminated.
Lakers got eliminated for sure, and it wasn't because of their defense. I can tell you that off the top. It wasn't because of Luka and Austin Reeves defensively.
Was the worst, man. The Lakers defense was the worst.
It wasn't the worst. It wasn't
Even
the worst.
JJ, listen, man. Trust me.
No, you listen. Hold on, wait. I just heard you spew a lot of nonsense. I heard JJ. JJ talked about missed 3-pointers. JJ talked about the offense. The Lakers
talking about a lack of rim protection. Go check.
No. He talked about that in response to people kept asking him about the center. He already knew that everybody knew the Lakers didn't have a rim protector. You don't need a rim protector to play great defense. They took Rudy Gobert off the floor majority of the time. Who's their rim protector? They don't have a rim protector in Minnesota. Who's the rim protector in the Warriors? You talking about the Warriors are going to win? They don't have a rim protector.
You necessarily don't need rim protection if you have good perimeter defenders.
Who are the great perimeter defenders that the Warriors have?
Well, Gary Payton is good. Jimmy Butler is a great perimeter defender. So it's
The
not
word.
like
So LeBron's a good perimeter defender. Ruby's a good perimeter defender. Gabe Vincent's a good perimeter defender. Vando's a good perimeter defender.
I don't. I'm not a fan of.
They were top 10 in defense.
Yeah,
they were top 10 in defense. Yeah, that means they can. That means they can play defense. And they wasn't the worst. They wasn't the worst defense in the playoffs. And they went far from being the worst defense in the playoffs. They only gave up 107 points per game. That's not that much points. That's not bad defense. They only scored 100 points per game.
Nobody look too much at the numbers.
No. I have to look at the numbers. What numbers are you looking at to say what you say?
I don't care too much about the numbers. I don't care about analytics. I just watch the game.
Okay, so what are you saying to say that Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves got cooked? What are you using if you're not using numbers?
Well, I watched the game and they are not good. They are not good defending.
They're not good at what? Good at what? At defending how? To explain how? What is the results of their lack of defense?
Man, it's too easy to get to the paint when.
Okay, so now you're in the paint. What happens when you get to the paint?
You need a rim protector, but the Lakers doesn't have a rim protector.
Okay, now you have no rim protector. The guy's in the paint. What happens then?
They score.
Oh, they score. Is that a number? Is that a stat? Is that?
Man.
Are you using a stat to state why they don't play good defense? Is that a yes or a no?
No, I use the stat to confirm something that I already think.
Exactly. So you use numbers, correct? And I'm using stats to confirm what I just said.
Yeah, but you start from numbers to create your thought. I have a
no. My basis is that the Lakers' offense was why they lost, and the numbers state that. That's factual. They scored 100 points per game.
In game four, if you want to talk about numbers, in game 4,
they had less than 100 points.
Positive. The Lakers
they had less than 100 points.
Yeah, but it was
still. Yeah, they had less than 100 points in game 4. They had less than 100. They averaged 100 points for the series. That you're not going to win a playoff game averaging 100 points in a playoff series. You're not going to do that. You have to play better than that.
No,
they
man.
didn't shoot well. They didn't shoot well as a team. They didn't shoot well, especially specifically in the fourth quarter.
So you don't give any credit to the Wolves' defense.
No, I'm not saying that. You didn't. Okay. You're not giving them credit for their defense. You're saying that they won. Yes, because you're saying they won off of their offense. You didn't say that their defense is why they won. That's what King Gosby said. King Gosby said that. You didn't say that.
No, I'm cool with that, but I think they were better on both sides of the floor. I think they got the better defense and the better offers. That's why the series was a blowout.
The series was because the Lakers had no offense at all. That's why. The Lakers had no offense. They couldn't score at all throughout the series. That's why.
Man, the series was a blowout. It was not even fair. I mean,
they had 2 games that went down to the wire. How was it a blowout? There was no blowout.
Man, because if you see the game, Ant-Man in the first half was always walking.
I watched the game. You was in Europe. I don't even know if you watched the game. I watched the game.
I watch every night. I'm watching.
So we watched. Okay, right. So we watched. We watch it all the time. It's not even nighttime where you at. What are you talking about? What time is it where you at? It's morning time, ain't it?
2 a.m.
It's 2 a.m.
2:20.
Okay.
2:20.
Okay. So I believe that you're up 2 a.m. watching NBA basketball games, and now you're going to predicate that off your eye test. Again, this is why you guys can't talk basketball, and this is why I say I'm the top gorilla right now, and only I can talk the game the way I talk because you guys can't.
See, I'm the only true silverback gorilla up in this park, man. Y'all just some soft brown gorillas, man. Look at your soft arms, man. You see these brolic arms, man. Back up off me, man. Back. You know what it is. See, I'm the only gorilla with an emote. See, I'm the only gorilla up in there that look like he can play in the NFL on any given team on any given Sunday. Me. You see, I'm the only one that can play with this robe and look brolic while doing it. Get your soft body the hell up out of here, man. I said what I said. You heard me? Back up. See, I'm the one that can stiffen his teeth while simultaneously bathing with his own.
Let's give a shout out here to Mr. Sir Smoke a Lot, a Goat James Kingdom member. Shout out to you. Listen, sir, you guys can say whatever you want to. This is what happens when you trade your best interior defender for an out-of-shape guy who can't guard a statue on defense. They definitely needed AD for this series. If they had Anthony Davis, they would have been another play-in team and probably wouldn't have made the playoffs. The Lakers defense was never good with Anthony Davis. You guys can't show me a year that Anthony Davis made the Lakers defense a viable defense. Not 1 year.
2020.
That wasn't Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis was not the reason why they were a viable defense in 2020. And we already established this a long time ago. We keep telling y'all this.
He had no factor in them being great that year.
No, he was a part of them. Of course, sure, he had a factor in it, but he was not the reason why they were the defense.
That's not the only reason. Yeah, they had.
If that was the case, they would have had that style of
Caruso, they got
years after that. They never had it. They didn't have years. He never did it years prior. He never did any years after that. And
can we be fair?
He had JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard playing center for him. So as a defensive anchor, he's never anchored the Lakers defense as that dude. They had KCP, LeBron James, Danny Green. They had solid defenders. They had Rajon Rondo. That's why now y'all want to give praise to Anthony Davis when now that's how y'all want to give praise to people because other people are helping you.
Well, I didn't say he was the only reason, but they brought back 6 players the next year. They brought back 5 players from a championship team. That's unprecedented.
And Anthony Davis played 30-something games, and they still had like a top 10 defense then. So that means it's not Anthony Davis. And as soon as those guys were gone and Anthony Davis came back in 2023, what happened to the Lakers defense? 20-something. In 2024, what was the Lakers defense? 20th. When he got traded before Luka was added to the team, the Lakers defense was 20th. Again, the Lakers defense has never been great with Anthony Davis. They didn't lose because of their defense, ladies and gentlemen. They lost because of their offense. They lost because Austin Reeves didn't set up plays for everybody. They lost because they didn't bring in Gabe Vincent and Jackson Hayes, who can give you a good 10 to 15 points per game easily. But
Gabe Vincent sucks, man. Gabe Vincent is an horrible player.
He's a good role player. He
sucks. After Miami, I never saw a good Gabe Vincent game for real.
Here's my key stat of the series, and it's not a complex advanced metric or nothing. 134 to 85. You know what that number represents?
What's that?
Fourth quarter points. The Timberwolves outscored them by 49 points in the fourth quarter, which tells me that the Lakers wore down. The Lakers weren't in the best condition. Their offense down the stretch wasn't great. Look, JJ lost that series. I mean, really, if JJ's a better coach, they might have had a game 6. They might be playing a game 7. But I still think the Wolves were a better overall roster. If you go down player for player, Austin Reeves wasn't great, and guys that you didn't expect to be great for Minnesota. Nas Reed is better than the Lakers' whole bench, in my opinion. And then you said Vando. He didn't play Vando in the second half of Game 4, and JJ treated that game like that was Game 7. So he played the same 5 guys. Vando wasn't one of them. Again, look, JJ obviously was exposed. Finch ain't the greatest coach either. For the Wolves to take 47 threes and make 7 of them and get in a closeout game, and they still won.
Exactly. But that lets you know it's not the Lakers' defense, it's their offense. How does the team shoot horrible throughout the game? They shot like 20% for the game, like you said, under 20% from the three-point land. They shot low 40s in the game, and they still win. The Lakers' offense was horrible. Like you said, what was the difference between the fourth quarter scoring again? 136 to what? 134
to 85. That's 85 points in 60 minutes of the most important part of the game.
Okay, so think about this. That means they were averaging about 26 points, 27 points per fourth quarter. That's not a lot of points.
No, you're right about that. But that's because Minnesota's floored themselves.
No, that's because the Lakers were playing horrible on offense and couldn't put up any good points, couldn't put up any good runs, couldn't curtail nothing. That was the problem in the game, and the real problem was that he was relying on Luka in the fourth quarter, and Luka. If you're gonna let Luka have to deal with Jaden McDaniels for 90 feet, he's gonna be exhausted. You should have went to LeBron James. That way they can't do that to you because they can't bully LeBron James. He's gonna get the ball across the court. They're gonna get into their sets. Then you can give it to Luka. But again, you're right. JJ Redick was completely stubborn in this whole dynamic. He says you don't let Rudy. Nobody let Rudy do anything. Y'all never thought Rudy could do anything. Rudy is this type of player every time. Y'all just argue because Rudy Gobert doesn't try to score. He was able to score because he had 9 offensive rebounds. They had nobody to stop Rudy Gobert in the paint. Like that. That's the problem. That's why Rudy Gobert went ham. The Lakers were supposed to play Jackson Hayes, which would have forced them to take Rudy Gobert off the floor. That's what they thought. But the Lakers kept playing this small ball. They messed up. Julius Randle can't play LeBron James 90 feet. Herm, stop it. That's the point. Julius Randle cannot guard LeBron James 90 feet, so he's not going to be the guy. That's the whole point. So it's either you're going to take Jaden McDaniels off of Luka to do it to LeBron, because and you're definitely not going to let Anthony Edwards guard LeBron James 90 feet neither, because LeBron James going to get past him as well. Jaden McDaniels the only one that can do it because he has the wingspan and the agility to do it. Julius Randle doesn't have that ability. He's not going to stop LeBron from getting up the floor. And the link is available for you as well.
Can we admit that LeBron wore out in this? Can we admit that LeBron wore out through these games?
Of course he did. Yes, of course he did. Of course he did. Yeah.
It's tired, man. He was playing since the Olympic Games, and he has to push all over the regular season to get on the third spot of the Western Conference. He was he was tired, man.
Yeah, you can't. What's it called? You can't play them. Let me see how many minutes. You can't play this guy Rui Trimura 36 minutes in a series. No, man. That's not what you do, bro. I don't know what he was thinking with this roster. And like at the end of the day, Vando should have got more minutes. Vando averaging 12 minutes per game. Like that's crazy. You brought in Max Kleber out of nowhere. I don't know how he got minutes. Again, the Lakers did a horrible job. He like I said, everything the Lakers were doing to be successful during the regular season, JJ Redick did not do it in the playoffs. He relied heavily on Luka Doncic and LeBron James. And that was his downfall. And if that's the case, they're gonna have to make some changes, because that means he's telling the GMs, I don't trust none of these guys in crucial situations.
Are we sure they can play together?
I think so. I don't think why not. LeBron James, I think if they were playing the basketball that they were playing during the regular season, again, you took away your best screen guy. So you just took away your pick and roll offense. Like you just took that away. Who's going to be giving you screens? Austin Reeves? DFS? Rui? These guys are not great screeners. You needed Jackson Hayes on there. If not, now you want LeBron to be your best screener, your best rim protector, your best rebounder, your best defender. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I understand that, but the problem is that with a real center, they struggle. The Lakers offense struggle more. If you see the minutes that Jackson Hayes was on the court, the Lakers offense was not that good. Even JJ say that with a center we cannot really score.
I don't know where he got that from. I don't know where he got that from.
Just check the interview. Just check the interview.
No, I heard him say that. He said that it's a give or take situation. If I put the center on the floor for the rim protection purposes and rebounding purposes, it becomes a liability scoring wise. But it's the opposite. He actually creates more space for the Lakers, because he was the only other guy besides LeBron James and Luka that could actually attack the basket, go downhill, and be a rim rusher. Like, they didn't have that. That's why the Lakers didn't have them. That's why they were stuck with LeBron James and Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic trying to go one-on-one versus good defenders and shooting bad. That was just bad offense strategy.
I'm just trying to say his way of thoughts. I mean, I'm just talking about JJ Redick.
No, I know what he's saying.
He probably put Maxi Kleber because he can shoot three, but he still has the size to give a little bit of protection in the paint. That's it. But it didn't work, and also he put a guy that he didn't play since January, so it was a really desperate move. I have to say, it was a really desperate move from JJ.
It was all desperation. He panicked. He completely panicked. Even with the rebounding, the Lakers were leading in rebounds after Game 3, and after Game 4, they were only down a couple of rebounds because they got out rebounded in Game 4 a little bit, which we know because they didn't play Jackson Hayes at all. You can't. Jackson Hayes has to play. He has to play 10 to 15 minutes, easily 15 to 20 minutes. He has to play that. Gabe Vincent has to play as well, because Gabe Vincent has that Gabe Vincent was always the right guy at the right moments. Gabe Vincent barely made a mistake. Barely, especially after they traded Anthony Davis. He was barely making any mistakes.
I don't like Gabe Vincent, I have to be honest. I don't like that guy. He's okay, he's a decent player, but he's not like it's someone that you really need from the bench. You understand that? It's not like DiVincenzo and Reed for the Timberwolves.
His defense is good. They could have used him on defense, but I think that again, I think JJ panicked. I think JJ had an idea of philosophy. He had an idea that he said that he thought was going to work for sure, and he felt that they were not executing, and that's why. that they were losing. He didn't think. I was just looking at. So I was looking at the comment. Sorry. That's why he thought that they were losing, because they just weren't executing his game plan. He didn't think that there was anything wrong with his game plan, and he was basically saying that from game one. He basically said from game one he didn't think it was anything schematic. He didn't think it was anything but basically effort to a certain degree. So he was calling the players out. He threw the players under the bus, if you really want to say anything.
But the Lakers roster is flawed.
I'm sorry.
No, the Lakers roster is flawed. And see, that's what happens when you out rebound a team by 20. You can miss some threes because nothing makes up for a missed shot more than a rebound. A rebound can make 9 from Rudy. 9 offensive from Rudy. Yeah, that makes up for missed shots.
Nah, I mean, at the end of the day, I see some folks here on Facebook. On Instagram talking crap. Again, y'all want to talk about fourth quarter points? Nobody in the Lakers was scoring in the fourth quarter. In fact, LeBron James led the Lakers in fourth quarter points the whole series. So what does that got to tell you about how good if y'all thought LeBron was bad in the fourth quarter and he was leading them in fourth quarter points, then what does that tell you about the rest of the team?
Flawed roster, and I said it since the trade. Flawed roster.
It's not a flawed roster. Almost every NBA team we talking about got a flawed roster besides Cleveland, OKC, and Boston. Even what's they call got a flaw. They got a flaw in Minnesota as well. Minnesota
they need a point guard. They need if Randall's going to be your leading playmaker, you need a that's one. But top to bottom, they had a better roster. I mean, if they get anything out of Conley, if Conley could turn back the clock, they will be a dangerous team. I actually like them in the next series, no matter who they play. And it looks like it's going to be Golden State, but I like them in the next series.
And another surprising thing is what all these Kobe fans, fake Laker fans, you guys are the funniest. He goes here, LeBron is 2-12 in the last three playoffs. At the end of the day, Kobe couldn't make the playoffs his last 3 years, right? We know that's for a fact. And let's not talk about Michael Jordan. This is more playoff wins, and if we count actual playoffs, because you guys are cutting off his playoffs, because that's not correct. That's the last 3 series, and the last 3 playoffs. LeBron James is 10. He has 10 victories because he does have 2 playoff series wins, including one over Stephen Curry in 2023. So you guys need to go ahead and get your information correct before you step on Goat James Kingdom line. That's why you're safe in the comments.
It's 2-12 in the last 14 playoff games.
Listen, yeah. I had the Lakers winning the title predicated off of their offense. I did not expect JJ Redick to change his offense in the playoffs. I knew that they were struggling because of the injuries. They didn't have Jackson Hayes for a while, didn't have Rui for a while. LeBron got hurt. So they were going through a stretch where they were losing games, and they had to take Luka out because Luka was in and out as well. So all of this was going on, but I thought by the time the playoffs came, everything would round out and the Lakers offense would be unstoppable because the Lakers pick and roll with Jackson Hayes was unstoppable. Every team was basically stopping that and leaving wide open 3-point shooters. And I was saying once the Lakers players get used to shooting wide open threes and not having contested 3-pointers, they were going to beat everybody. They were not. I did not expect the Lakers to dud up offensively. That's why I had them winning a championship. I didn't care what defense you threw out there. You couldn't stop Luka and LeBron when they're playing 2-on-1 basketball. Once there's 2 guys on LeBron or Luka, from there they're going to destroy you. And I thought JJ Redick would do that. He didn't do that. The only way to force that 2-on-1 is by screen and roll basketball, pick and roll basketball. We watch it with everybody else.
So you just blame JJ. You just blame JJ.
No, if we're going to blame anybody, yeah, I'm going to blame JJ. But at the end of the day, yeah, that was the problem. That's why they lost this series. They lost this series off of game strategy. That's just the facts.
But you really thought they were going to be OKC?
Yeah, they would listen. And that's another thing too. If they would have played any other playoff team, I don't think JJ Redick would have panicked like this. I think JJ Redick panicked because he saw how good they were defensively in Minnesota. Minnesota was another top 10 defensive team this year, and he saw the length of Jaden McDaniels, the length of Julius Randle, and all those players they have over there, and knew it was going to be a struggle. And he panicked, and he tried to go with a small lineup and try to play bully basketball with LeBron James and Luka, and it didn't work. And he never really made any adjustments. If y'all could tell me what adjustment he made, I would love to hear it.
Well, he went with his number one lineup, his number one analytical lineup. I saw that lineup was a 130 a 130 offensive rating, a 1,615 defensive rating, and he thought that would get them home.
What was their lineup with Austin Reeves? If you take off either DFS or LeBron.
I would have to go on that site and look it up, but I just looked up the five that he played in the second half. And that lineup was 130 and 114 defensive. So 130 offensive, 115 defensive, and it was plus 16 for the season. So basically, you only got from February because Luka would be involved, and Luka, you only have that when Luka was traded. So that from February to the end of the season, that roster was 130. But the problem is, like I said, that same lineup was good, but it wore down in that fourth quarter, and they got ran by. And they got killed in every fourth quarter, every single one. One fourth quarter was 26-22. I think that was game 3. I think that was game 3. One of those games. But the rest of them, they got blown out in the fourth quarter every game. And that's the most important part of the game.
Their offense was horrible in the fourth quarter, completely horrible in the fourth quarter. I can give you the numbers if you really want to know it. I can just give it to you.
But even the defense was not good for the Lakers. I mean, I don't really trust in this Lakers defense. They really need a big man.
For what?
For rim protection. You need drop coverage to when you have in your starting lineup a backcourt with Reeves and Luka. If you see Dallas before they got Lively, Gafford, and Washington, they struggle too. When they start to have Washington that can defend on the perimeter and also in the inside, when you got Gafford and Lively that are two great rim protectors, they become a contender and they went to the NBA Finals, man.
You guys must be listening to like PC and YouTube motherfuckers. Dallas never had a good defense. Dallas has never been a good defensive team. I don't know where y'all get this from. Dallas has never been a good defensive team.
I say that when they start to bring people that can cover,
they've never been good. With anybody else, they've never been a good defensive team. Never.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that when.
So why are you mentioning them for? Show me a team that's good defense.
They went to the finals, and
that had nothing to do with their defense. They didn't go to the finals because of their defense. No, they didn't. They went to the finals because of Luka.
They bring Gafford and
they went to Luka. Nobody could stop Luka.
Okay, see,
you are not listening, man.
I am listening. You're lying.
I'm not
they didn't
lying.
Go because of their yes, because Dallas did not make the finals due to their defense.
I'm not saying that they were the best defense. I'm saying when they start to bring people that can bring rim protection.
Steven, listen to what I tell you. I didn't say that they had the best defense. I just told you, listen again, they did not make the finals because of their defense.
Yes, they did.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
No, they didn't.
Go watch the series.
I watched the series. They won because of Luka. They mention Luka hitting a shot over Rudy Gobert. They don't mention no defensive plays, no defensive anything. There was nothing about the Dallas Mavericks in 2024 that said, man, they're a great defensive team, or they won because they predicate everything on defense. It is all Kyrie and LeBron and hitting wide open 3-pointers that they were getting from the PJ Washingtons, that they were getting from the Exums, that they were getting from the Kyrie Irvins and the Tim Hardaway Juniors. That's why, because they get open 3-pointers. Their offense was why they were able to boost themselves all the way to the finals.
Man, listen.
They don't get to the finals without Daniel Gafford. If they didn't trade for Daniel Gafford and PJ, they don't get to the finals.
Why is that? Why is that? Because those guys are great screeners.
Yo, King, can I ask you?
They play great. Go ahead. Why was Gafford so great? Explain this guy who doesn't play no defense.
Think about Minnesota last year.
Gafford doesn't play defense.
They dismantled Phoenix. Phoenix really, that was not even a series. It was worse than this series with the Lakers. I mean, they were much better. And then they beat Denver. Who they have in common, Phoenix and Denver? They didn't have rim protection because the starting center was Nurkic and Jokic. They are not rim protection. The moment that Minnesota with Ant-Man start to play against a team with Gafford and Lively, everything changed. Everything changed. And they lost 4-1. And besides the game they won, no other game was even close against Dallas. And you say that the defense was not good against Minnesota? Of course the defense was a factor. The offense was much better, of course, because you got Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic, probably the best offensive backcourt we ever saw in the history of NBA. But still, the defense was a factor. And because of Gafford and Lively, and I will say also Washington, that can switch at every pick and roll and can take a guard or even a big man, they start to really be successful even during the playoff, instead of what happened the season before, where I guess in 2023 they didn't reach the playoff, and the next season they win the Western Conference. Of course, it was the defense, because you bring 3 players that are great defender.
Again, the actual team won because of their offense. They were shooting 50% from the field. They shot 38, almost 39% from the 3-point land. Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic went ham in this particular series. Luka Doncic was shooting 43% from the 3-point land. Kyrie was shooting 37.5% from the 3-point land. They both were averaging over 27 points per game. Luka played completely better. That's why they were able to win. The actual Minnesota Timberwolves scored 105 points per game in that series, which is only 2 more than what they scored this series versus the Lakers. So it wasn't their defense. It was the fact that they were able to put up more points because they were a better offense. They scored better. They were a better offensive team. Had nothing to do with nothing else but that.
So you don't feel that Ant-Man was having troubles with Mavs defense last season?
No.
You feel like he was playing like he played against the Suns?
Anthony Edwards last year averaged 24.5 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists versus the Dallas Mavericks, shooting 43% from the field and 40% from the 3-point land.
How many possessions was
in this series versus the Lakers, he shot worse from the field. He shot 42% from the field. He shot 33% from the 3-point land. That is worse. He averaged more points. He averaged less assists than he did last year, and he averaged just a little bit more rebounds by 0.2 or something like that. No, he averaged less rebounds. He has less rebounds, less assists. He just averaged more points, but he shot worse. So he played better this series than he played against Dallas last year. That's the point. At the end of the day, this team, the Lakers, right, were just not good enough offensive side because, again, Karl Anthony Towns didn't play as good as Julius Randle played this series, right, even though he had 19 points. But they had a bunch of guys who played good. Connolly played good last year. Naj Reid played good last year. Rudy Gobert played good last year versus them. Jaden McDaniels played good against last year. Again, it wasn't Dallas's defense. It was the actual Dallas offense because they were better. You had guys like Lively that was able to put up almost 9 points per game, 10 points per game. You had Gafford who was putting 10 points per game because they were running pick and rolls with Luka Doncic. That's how they were able to score. Those guys, you see when they don't have Luka Doncic, those guys don't do nothing. That's the fact. They didn't have no great defense. They were not running throughout the playoffs because of their defense. They were off of Luka Doncic offense.
It's a fair point though that they got traded for the Kyrie the year before at the deadline, and they won up a lottery team. Then they go and get what they didn't have, which was rim protection. Now, mind you, also them tanking that they tanked to get out of the play-in, right, so they could keep the first round pick from the Knicks, and they drafted Lively with that pick. So Lively, Gafford. What
is Lively doing now? What is Lively doing now? Where is this? Where is all this great? You remove Luka. Wait. You remove Luka. So shouldn't they be better defensively? They haven't been better defensively. Dallas has not been a better team since they lost Luka Doncic.
Everybody got hurt.
And Mr. Motel Room, it's fine. At least I was a true Laker fan. I don't sit around here waiting for the Lakers to lose like you, who's just a crybaby. You're one of those Laker fans that just love to cry and complain about losing. You are not a real Laker fan. And I'm glad that I'm done with the Laker fandom because that's what I told you. It was just for this year. I'm a real Heat fan. We root for our teams. We think our team's going to win. We don't sit around here complain and cry all the damn time. That's all you do. That's the best thing you do. You can't talk the game of basketball. You can't talk. You guys out here doing the same silly nonsense. Yes, I said the Lakers were going to win. I was the only guy that was rooting for the Lakers that said the Lakers were going to win, and that's why people were rooting for the Lakers to win because I was telling them that. You was never man enough to do that because you're a coward. It's very easy to predict the 29 teams that's going to lose, but only a real man and only a true gorilla like myself, one and the only Ajani, could tell, hey, this is the team that's going to win the championship.
See, I'm the only true silverback gorilla up in this park, man. Y'all just some soft brown gorillas, man. Look at your soft arms, man. You see these brolic arms, man. Back up off me, man. You know what it is. See, I'm the only gorilla with an emote. See, I'm the only gorilla up in there that look like he can play in the NFL on any given team on any given Sunday. Me. You see, I'm the only one that can play with this robe and look brolic while doing it. Get your soft body the hell up out of here, man. I said what I said. You heard me? Back up. See, I'm the one that can stiffen his teeth while simultaneously bathing with his own.
Exactly. Who wanted the Lakers to lose if you're a Laker fan? Only the motel room and the rest of his posse over there. Go back over there. Matter of fact, you owe people money. Miss Steven, this guy owe people money, but showing up. At least when Lamont show up, he gonna have to pay you his money.
No, but I never bet for money. When I bet something, I will give money if I lose, but I will ask the other person if he lose to give me something. I'm just saying, listen.
Hold on, Steven. You as zesty as they get, motel room. You begging for Gilbert Arenas' attention. You ain't gonna find Gilbert Arenas in Goat James Kingdom, bruh. Like, what is wrong with you? Nobody even wants to talk basketball with you, bro. You're the worst ever. That's what makes you guys the funniest. At least, like I said, I was man enough to say the Lakers were going to win a championship. That's a real prediction. Saying who's going to lose and never tell us who's going to win. Y'all were basically saying it's everybody versus the Lakers. That's very easy to say. It's very easy to say. Don't get out of here. Don't be a coward. FYF will be live tomorrow night. Lamont will be live tomorrow night.
I see you tomorrow.
But I'm live tonight. Yeah, I'm live tonight though. I'm live tonight. Come explain to us your Aston Reeves and Luka Doncic theory. Come explain to us how AD were going to get the Lakers to 50 victories. Come explain that with Max Christie on the roster. Please tell me that. You come tell me that. That's what all you do is complain. That's all you do is complain. Yes, you're in Scottsdale in a Motel 6.
Remember, I called the Wolves in 6 before the series.
I got to go look at that. I'm definitely going to give you a like and a subscribe. Shout out to you, King Speech Pro. Y'all make sure to check out King's Reach Pro channel. That's for sure. Yeah. Listen, I have a show. You don't have a show. You have a channel. And you sit in the motel room every day picking what you want to talk about so that you can earn a little bit of a living. Like I told you, everybody make sure y'all go follow the motel room, subscribe to his channel, because we no longer subscribe to your channel, bro. Use a scumbag. We don't talk to people who act like scumbags to women or for the sake of basketball on top of that. You feel me? So let the motel room know who he is when y'all go follow his channel, because all he's going to do is tell you some sad story about Laker fandom. He's never really watched the Lakers win. He's somewhere in his late 20s, early 30s, so he was watching Kobe when he was jacking off at 10, 12 years old. Now he's jacking off at 30 years old in a hotel room, and he's sitting here complaining about the Lakers. It's always the same stuff with you dudes. You guys have no heart, no balls, no basketball knowledge, no nothing at all. At least I was willing to stand on business, like Shannon Sharp was willing to stand on business, because we're not cowards. And we're real LeBron fans. And at the end of the day, forget all of y'all who say LeBron ain't the GOAT.
LeBron's trash. Trash. LeBron Ramon James Sr., born December 30th, 1984 at approximately 4:04 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the greatest human being blessed among us mere mortals? 4 rings, 4 MVPs, the league scoring record, and he got more records than MJ and Kobe combined. Loving husband and devoted father of 3. Don't you ever disrespect my basketball daddy, you understand me? You know what? Log off, uninstall the game, and tell your mama to ground you, because your mouth is reckless. Go disrespect LeBron James. Oh, I cannot believe you. I hope you break your ankles next pickup game, little nigga. Lakers in 5. Baby! He disrespect LeBron again.
How was the motel room right? I would love for y'all to explain that to me. Hold on, I just saw somebody say that the motel room was right. Why? Because he thought the Lakers were going to lose. What kind of Laker fan thinks his team's going to lose just so that he can run around and tell people, "Look, I'm right. The Lakers lost." That's not Laker fandom. That I've never seen that in basketball a day in my life. And he's going to stay safe in the comments as usual, because that's where he stays safe at. That's all I tell you guys. You're safe in the comments. He can come up here and brag. This is his time. This is where he gets to say, "Hey, Johnny, you an idiot. You a clown." He gets to do all of that, but he knows what happens. Because he can't explain the game of basketball. He's going to say Austin Reeves this and then that, and they can't explain it to you. So, but either way, I'm sorry, Steven. I did cut you off before we got into the motel room rant, because I knew he would show his silly face up today.
No, man, it doesn't matter. But I was just saying, I have my pick for. I don't only say who will lose. I pick OKC. It's not very original, but I pick OKC for the ring, for the title. So
That's very easy. Yeah, that's very simple. Yeah, pick the best team to win 68 games. Sounds right. So that when they lose, you can say, well, I mean, they did win 68 games. Blah, blah, blah. It's like I said, that's very easy. Go pick the simple teams. Don't make no real decisions, no real predictions, no nothing. And then make fun of people who are fans and then let them enjoy themselves and having fun watching their players play or their teams play. You want to make fun of them while you just want to act smart by saying, well, shit, the team that won 68 wins, I think they're going to win the championships. That's fucking easy to do. That's the low-hanging fruit, like Lamont would say. That's low-hanging fruit.
What am I supposed to say? That the Knicks are a contender?
Well,
Not
the Knicks are a
I don't
contender.
think. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Yes, sir,
I can't
Steven.
believe this shit. I can't believe this shit. They just won one game more than the last season. They Artestein and DiVincenzo, they were great, and they left. How can it?
Yeah, we lost some things, but we gained some things.
This
Look,
is BS.
Hey,
Listen. I hope you are a Knicks fan. I hope you are a Knicks fan because
I am a Knicks fan.
Okay, I'm cool with you.
I got 9 videos called The Optimistic Knicks Fan where I break it down. If you go to my channel, you'll see. Look, I don't, and to that commenter that said I picked the Wolves because I hate LeBron. No, if you watch the video, I don't say anything negative about LeBron. I actually break it down analytically. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't like LeBron. I do think he has flaws in his game, but I actually, obviously the Lakers are, a better team with him there than they would be without him, unless they, traded him for someone younger or whatever. But no, I didn't. I never said, "Oh, I hate LeBron, therefore the Wolves." No, I gave a reason why. I actually gave reason why I thought the Wolves would win and keys to what they needed to do, and those reasons actually came out. I think a lot of people slept on the Wolves. Another key stat: the Wolves were 18-4 since March 2nd. So when Randall came back from the groin injury, the Wolves came cooking. The Wolves were 18-4 since March.
I still don't see where you said that they were going to win and how they were going to win. So
I cannot.
Well, it's at the end. It will be at the end.
You gave their defense credit. You said that they were going to make it tough for LeBron and Luka to attack the basket, but that would be if you would predicate that that's what the Lakers were going to do, and that's not what the Lakers were going to do.
Well, that's one thing that's one thing that bails them out of bad offensive success. Getting to the rim. That's clearly. Especially when they're not hitting from three.
Luka missed a lot of shots at the rim though too. Even though when he got to the rim, that's what I'm saying.
Of course, Rudy Gobert is. See, that's the thing. The reason why Rudy Gobert is the 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. He is why he cannot guard people 1-on-1. He's not going to lock down centers. What he's going to do is affect a lot of guys drive into the paint and make them change shots at the rim. He's an effective rim protector.
Oh, look at you! Look at you! Hold on, wait. We got people counting subs. Look at what they do. They counting subs. You fool! Your video went viral. You forgot? Everybody been talking about you, Motel Room. Your video went viral, Motel Room. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Now you mad because we got subs? You mad because people hitting the sub button? Is there any other way to get subscribers besides having content? Go look at our content. We don't need to go viral to start going to get subs out of nowhere. We just got good content, nigga. People like what we do. We don't have to sit in a motel room 3 times a week or 3 times a day to make videos, nigga, like you. We don't have to do that. We make good content. You know to find me on a Friday night. You know we do the radar on Saturday night. You know we do the Goat James Kingdom show on a Sunday afternoon. The people know this. They know what's up with us. They don't know about you. Tonight we don't know what motel room you decided to check into. You might be at the Hotel Moon in Scottsdale today. Tomorrow might be another hotel room. We don't know where you at. We don't know what you do for a living. We know you 4'2" in size height, and we do know you were selling booty for money 5 years ago. That's for a fact. That's what we do, though. Super 8 room, that's for sure. That's for sure. Exactly. Who's counting? You know what? Gilbert Arenas is why we went viral. You forget when Gilbert Arenas went out there and cooked Skip Bayless? And he had a Goat James Kingdom video because Goat James Kingdom go get real information and go get real basketball stuff. And Gilbert Arenas was like, yo, look at this, Skip Bayless. And on the top of the screen, you clearly see Goat James Kingdom, sir. We don't never see the motel room nowhere but passing a highway exit. Huh? That's how we get popular. Because Goat James Kingdom is out here doing real work, real basketball talk. You wasn't the first person I cooked about the Anthony Davis comments. I told you, I've been telling people about Anthony Davis' liabilities on defense and why the Lakers' defense has been horrible and why they've been the play-in team for the last 3 years. There would have been a play-in team right now with Anthony Davis. They probably wouldn't even have made the playoffs because he would have got hurt. So they would have been stuck. Again, all you can do is talk about me, but I'm still here. Yeah, shout out to you, Gilbert Arenas. I really do appreciate that, brother. Thank you so much. But you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that. But in reality, let's thank Skip Bayless for that. Because if Skip Bayless didn't call you out, you wouldn't have had that kind of energy to put him on blast like that. That was a great stream by you, Gil. That was a great stream. That's a classic YouTube stream for sure. Just like the one I did on the motel room. A classic exposure. You lost subscribers that day. I know you did. Trust me, I know you did. People told me they stopped subscribing to you, brother. That's a fact. Because you never talked the game of basketball. Never stopped talking. You can't even speak right. As a matter of fact, your girl Mario was just on FYF last night talking about how you can't talk basketball. Right, King Speech Row, right? She was out here telling him he's a fake fraud out here. Fake Laker fans, those are the worst. I agree with you, Steven. There are some Laker fans that are horrible, but I gotta kind of come at you about the Knicks, man. The Knicks are not the type of team that people always praise. It's just that they have a great fan base. The Knicks fans believe their team is going to win, and every time their team wins, they're happy. They're excited. They had to block the Knicks fans from going to the MSG Arena the other night because the Knicks are ridiculous when they win games. Right? Am I right, Kings Beach Road? Y'all have that?
Yeah, the block party. The block party around the garden.
Block party went crazy, and they won a game, and they act like they won the damn NBA championship. So shout out to them, bro. I give nothing but props to Knicks fans. They believe in their team no matter what. And
bro, if we win 3 more rounds, it's gonna be an earthquake in Manhattan, bro. For real. It's gonna be a 3.5 Richter scale in Manhattan.
Okay,
That's how we do.
If I can ask, how they beat the Celtics? How they beat? Explain to me how they beat.
So number one, we have to play our A game, and Tibbs. Here's my hope. That Tibbs has his secret, like he's had his secret game plan. Now it's gonna be tough. Like everybody's got to play. We got to get the averages out of everybody. Everybody's got to play the A game. I mean, right now got the Celtics at 6. But the fact of the matter is, the Knicks had the 5th best record in the league, and we are a contender. Like if you're a top 5 team in the league, then you're a contender. Basically, I consider a contender is you can conceivably get to the Final Four, the conference finals. You're a contender. You know, I mean, the betting got us a 6, but no, we actually have to play our bench. I mean, he didn't play a Precious Achua a minute in a series, which again, I on my channel, I killed Tibbs for this. I actually want Tibbs to be fired no matter what happens, because here's the deal. Look, let me say this. We were better than Cleveland last year. We beat Cleveland in the first round the year before. What did Cleveland do roster-wise to leapfrog us like this? Now, I get we made the cat trade, and that kind of took away our continuity. But what did Cleveland do? Well, they changed the coach, and they changed the offensive philosophy. And they told Spider, we don't need 28 from you. We need you to play more in tune with Garland. And they changed the offense. They played, but they stepped up a level defensively, and they're the 1 seed. So.
But they're also playing better. I mean, the roster is getting better also because it's a young roster. Evan Mobley is basically become an all-star.
Yeah, he won Defensive Player of the Year.
Garland is doing better. I mean, they got Strus. They got Max Strus that is doing good. They have. I mean, and by the way, let me tell you this. I like Preacher. He deserved the 6th man of the year. But Ty Jerome, guys. Ty Jerome was supposed to play in the EuroLeague. Ty Jerome was in New York. The Rochelle, shout out. Man, it's a great story. I mean, I love the guy, and even if he didn't win the 6th man of the year, it will be a problem from the bench for every team in the Eastern Conference. And I understand that you are a Knicks fan, so you have a pass for whatever you say about the Knicks. But man, there is no way the Knicks can beat the Cavs or the Celtics in a series.
Well, again, I'm gonna see one thing. And I think this is one thing, and it's a big key. Mitchell Robinson. The Celtics nor the Cavs played Mitchell Robinson 100% this year. And you got to remember, Mitchell Robinson absolutely destroyed Mobley and Jared Allen. He's the best offensive rebounder in the game. Like, he probably might be the best. Y'all gonna kill me for the take, but he might be the best offensive rebounder I've ever seen since Moses Malone. And the numbers would show that. And the
Come on,
numbers would
man.
show that.
Come on, man.
The
No,
numbers would
man.
show that. Look
You're
at the
going too
offensive
far.
rebounding percentages. He tracks that ball like none other. And he's not even healthy at this point. If he gets that ankle right, and look, Jalen Brunson, look.
He's good, he's not that good.
Can we
Come on.
stop with the Jalen Brunson is not the clutch player of the year? Can we stop with
I
that?
agree. No,
Y'all
we
got to
agree on
listen. Y'all got to stop. Y'all got to again. He's giving you the game plan. He believes that's what it's going to take for his team to win. No matter what y'all say, that's what it is. Y'all don't know what Boston's going to do. Y'all just think Boston's better. Y'all don't be knowing nothing about the game of basketball, but then get mad when people try to break the game down for you to tell you why they think their team's going to win. At least give him something. Don't just say, "Oh, they got Jason Tatum." Don't just say they got the best team. Get what is Boston going to do to stop the Knicks? The Knicks got a good, solid defense. They're playing good basketball. Carl Anthony Towns is a problem. We already know Jalen Brunson's a problem. Yeah, we know they got some good defenders over there in Boston. But remember, Boston didn't really play nobody last year. They didn't play nobody last year, right? So it's not guaranteed Boston or OKC going to automatically just waltz their way into the NBA Finals, bro. Like it's just not that easy.
No, I'm not.
So-
I'm not shitting.
Hold on,
I'm not
hold on,
shitting on King. I'm not talking shit to King. But when he say he's the best offensive rebounder since Moses Malone, I think it's a little bit too much. And also,
he's the man.
They
though.
never
Jalen
win.
Brunson's the man.
They never won. The Knicks never won during the regular season against Cavs, Celtics, and OKC.
That's
Not
fine.
one
That's
game.
That's
Not
And
one game.
again,
So
and again,
y'all-
it's regular
I
season,
lost-
and they
I
didn't
lost
play
to
Mitch.
Zesty Jeffrey, man. I lost to Zesty Jeffrey, letting y'all talk about the sorry ass Knicks. Come back here, Zesty Jeffrey. Get back over here. I want to hear all these NBA fans tell me what they know. I can't. Y'all are such cowards. That's why. From here on out, Goat James Kingdom about to be a member show only, bro. I'm about to make this a member show only, so I can enjoy my basketball conversation with real basketball fans. Because you dudes are cowards. If anybody's gonna step up to the mic, this is your day. But you guys are cowards. Right now, we got a poll going on who to blame for the Lakers' first round exit. So far, 46% say Austin Reeves, 32% say no AD, which is hilarious. 11% say LeBron, equally for Luka, 11%. So go to the Goat James Kingdom show chat line, hit that poll, let us know what you think. Who's to blame for the Lakers' first round exit? LeBron James, Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, or they didn't have Anthony Davis, which is completely hilarious because the Lakers ain't never did shit with Anthony Davis, bum ass.
So they didn't win a championship with Anthony Davis?
Yes.
It doesn't count to Lakers fans. From what I've been hearing in the last 24 to 48 hours about the Lakers is that 2020 championship don't matter. That's all I've been hearing. Let's let Herm in the building. Shout out to Herm, a GJK member. What's good, brother?
Salute, Herm.
You can unmute yourself, brother. Herm be having struggle. Herm, we still gotta get Herm that laptop, y'all. We still gotta get Herm that. But I've been hearing from Laker fans is how this tenure with LeBron has been horrible. Now, mind you, the Lakers have not won an NBA championship if we don't count 2020 for over 15 years. Right? They're claiming that all they care about championship. The one championship that they've won in the last 15 years is the one championship they choose to not recognize because supposedly all the other years have been horrible for the Laker fans. So they claim all they care about is winning, but the one title that they did win during this span, for some reason it don't count or they don't care about, which shows you again they were never really Laker fans. They're just Kobe fans. But that's like me saying the two championships the Heat won don't count. Like that's crazy to think that. Like that's just crazy, really crazy. What's up, Herm? You good? You ready to go, brother?
Oh yeah, man. Salute, Salute to the bums in the chat, man. All you bums. A month or two ago, sitting up there telling us a Herm a hater. Herm don't know what the hell he talking about. And I told y'all when it comes to a major trade that took place, like the Lakers had when they got Luka, yes, they was gonna catch a lot of teams off guard because teams couldn't specifically game plan for them. They did not have anything to go off on. They didn't have any film because you do have game plans, you do have scatter reports and all that stuff, and they didn't have nothing on this particular team. So yeah, it was fool's gold what the Lakers were doing. I kept telling y'all damn fools, take one game at a time, y'all. Don't get too overhyped and don't get down. There's something go good or bad. Just stay even kill because you still gotta respect the fact that these teams, once they do get enough film, once they do catch on to certain tendencies that the Lakers are doing, they will they will exploit their weaknesses, and they will hit and they will take advantage of all the advantages that they have. And that's what Minnesota did. They took advantage of a different weakness of the Lakers every game. They exploited every game. The corner three was open the whole goddamn series. LeBron James couldn't bully Julius Randle like he typically does most players. Julius Randle did a solid, decent job. Now, JJ Redick could have done something different for geared towards LeBron more and make Luka play more off ball because they was prepared for what Luka was bringing. Luka had two great games to start off, but Minnesota made their adjustments, though. And once Minnesota made their adjustments, JJ couldn't have a counter. But the personnel was just the issue. Minnesota just got way better personnel. They got the athletes, they got the right athletes, and they got the right personnel to deal with whatever the Lakers would throw. And they took out Austin Reeves instantly. Didn't even let him get into any rhythm whatsoever. Took him out the equation right away. So honestly, that was just a personnel mismatch from the get-go. And then Finch on top of that, coach circles around JJ Redick. That's just the honest God truth. Out of all the stuff that I seen you guys did to Darvin Ham last year, why you guys not keeping the same energy with Redick? Darvin Ham is a better damn coach than what JJ Redick displayed this season. JJ Redick just was in a great situation to the point where you get Luka in the middle of the season. Yeah, teams can't prepare for no damn Luka and LeBron James without any film, without anything to go off on what they like to do. So yeah, they caught some teams off guard. But like I told y'all from the jump, once teams adjust, once teams get the film,
But the
they're
Lakers
going
didn't do what they
to
normally do.
exploit
Harm,
everything.
what
But
film would
yeah,
they adjust to? What did they do? What did they do? How did they adjust?
you got to give Minnesota that just due to why the Lakers went away from what they typically like to do. Honestly, so
What was
honestly,
that? What was that? What was it? What was it that they took away from the Lakers?
Minnesota, unlike other teams, they can match up and play solid defense to the point where they could switch 1 through 4. They could basically switch everything 1 through 4. Honestly, other than the only weakness that the Lakers could have exploited was Conley, but Minnesota did it to disguise Mike Conley, put him on Austin Reeves at times. And Austin Reeves, it's not going to too much just beat Mike Conley every damn time. And when he does, the help was there enough to the point where to bother Austin Reeves to a certain degree. With Luka, it was hard for Luka to discover the mismatches because of the different personnel that Minnesota throw at him. So even if he get a switch, he still got a solid defender that's guarding him. So it wasn't like he could create instant
But they weren't getting the
separation.
switch because they weren't even getting no screens. They didn't have no screeners on the floor. That's the
Yeah, but
point.
I'm just saying,
That's what I'm saying. Like there was no forcing no
but
switches.
not, but even when they did that, Minnesota made the adjustment in games because you remember Rudy Gobert wasn't getting a lot of minutes in certain games at Minnesota in the series as well, and Minnesota still had the right with the Nas Reed, with what Nas Reed was doing. It canceled out the fact that you couldn't keep Jackson Hayes in the game because of Nas Reed. So Nas Reed was a great factor those first few games. So that's what took Jackson Hayes after series. It wasn't because Jackson Hayes wasn't gonna be able to do what he does. It's just that what Nas Reed brought to the table was going to neutralize anything Jackson Hayes could do. So honestly, they just was the personnel.
How?
I mean,
Explain to me how. Lakers.
Nas
Okay,
Reed,
all right. You
Nas
got.
Reed
Okay,
stretches
hold
the
on,
floor.
hold on, wait. I'm gonna do
I'm
this.
just saying,
You
he
got.
stretches the floor.
Okay, you got JD McDaniels on Luka. You have Nas Reed on the floor versus playing center because that means now they're going small versus the Lakers' big lineup, right? They just say they don't have Rudy Gobert. They put Nas Reed at center, right? You got JD McDaniels on the floor, right? They do a screen and roll. How is Nas Reed stopping Jackson Hayes and Luke at the same time?
You missing the point, bro.
No, but you're missing my point. The Lakers never attacked their defense with that. The Lakers never attacked the Warriors defense with Jackson Hayes as a screen and roller and putting them in that drop
Yeah,
coverage that they love to play, which would
but
have
Min-
gave Luka nothing but space to operate.
but Jackson Hayes is not an offensive threat enough to the point where that Minnesota has to honestly respect him. Then
Yes,
even
they
that
do. They do
Minnesota,
have to
nah,
respect him.
but Minnesota has guys like Daniels can rebound. Anthony Edwards
No,
can rebound. Julius Randle is a
but
solid rebounder.
no.
So even then, you try to get switches. He's not gonna get those alley oop dunks that you think. He's not gonna get as many second
He
chances
doesn't have
that
to
you
get the
thought he
alley
would
hoops
get.
dunk.
And
No,
now,
that's what I'm saying. He's not
and
gonna
then
get that.
but even if Luka get a switch on Nas Reed can defend Luka. Luka's not gonna blow past Nas Reed instantly. Nas Reed is a good enough
And now,
athlete
exactly, and now
to
you
be
have
able
Jackson
to do
Hayes,
that.
and now you have Jackson Hayes rebounding over JD McDaniels. Now you have
No,
the
but
ability to rebound. Now that's what I'm saying.
But Jaden McDaniels is a solid enough rebounder to the point where that
I
Jackson Hayes
get
wouldn't
you,
abuse
I
him.
get you,
Then
but
you
they
got
wouldn't have been
guys
able
like
to dominate without Jackson Hayes. That's the point. You don't have that at all without Jackson because you don't have nobody. Herm, you
even the
got to let me
situation,
explain to
Julius
you.
Randle
No,
would
Herm.
be down there. Julius
No, Juice
Randle would
Randle's
be
sticking
down there from
LeBron. He
the
has to
situation.
guard
Even
LeBron.
to do the
LeBron's
switch
27
rule.
feet from the rim. He has to guard LeBron. He
Not
can't leave
all the
LeBron
time.
open.
That
But
wasn't
that's
gonna
what
work,
I'm saying.
bro.
You
That
making
shit
shit up. That's
wasn't
what I'm
gonna
saying.
work.
Y'all making shit
You
up.
making
Y'all.
shit up because you don't know what the fuck you talking about because you been wrong. You talking about parade on Crenshaw. You been parading this bullshit. Talking about the Lakers defense of this and the Lakers defense of that. What that goddamn Lakers defense did? Not a goddamn thing. They didn't
We're
do
not talking
shit.
about the Lakers defense. It's very
You
easy for you to
was
say the
fucking
Lakers were
wrong
going to
about
lose. It's
everything you
one
said,
team
and now
out
you
of
make a
30,
fucking
nigga.
excuse.
See, I'm
The
the
best
only true
what?
silverback gorilla up in this park, man. Y'all just them soft brown gorillas, man.
They
Look
Hilarious.
at
ain't
these
had the
soft
damn
arms, man. You
personnel to
see these
match up with
brolic arms, man.
Minnesota.
Back
And
up
you
off me,
know
man.
that.
You know what it is. See, I'm the only gorilla with an emote. See, I'm the only gorilla up in there that look like he can play in the NFL on any given team on any given Sunday. Me. You see,
You
I'm the only
cooking.
one that can play with this robe and look brolic while doing it. Get your soft body the hell up out of here, man. I said what I said. You heard me. Back up. See, I'm the one that can stiffen his teeth while simultaneously bathing with his own.
I am the one who had the balls to say what the Lakers and how they were going to win. The Lakers didn't do that. You just said that teams were going to figure out what they were doing, and what they were doing, they didn't even do it. So that means Minnesota went in there with a game plan to do something that the Lakers were supposed to do, and they didn't do it. So when you're sitting here telling me that they shut down Jackson Hayes when they didn't even bring Jackson Hayes on the floor, they didn't exploit the actual defense. They didn't do it. Because once you set the pick and roll with a Jackson Hayes, you either
They
have to
could
play that.
switch 1 through 4 with ease. They could switch everything.
Okay,
John,
now,
they could switch every
okay,
damn
all
thing.
right. So now again, now you're switching and you're bringing out a Naj Reed who can play some solid defense or not, but he was getting burnt and Luka was actually torching him as well. So don't act like Luka wasn't torching Naj Reed. The person he was having trouble with was really Jaden McDaniels, not Naj Reed. So now you have Naj Reed out here, and you have now Jackson Hayes getting rebounds. And again, what you fail to realize is that to protect the paint and Jackson Hayes lobs and his little simple things at the rim, you have to have the weak side defender crash down. And that's why they didn't like Jackson Hayes, because that weak side defender never stayed on Hachimura, never stayed on DFS, never stayed on those guys. And that's why he felt like Jackson Hayes was unnecessary, because they were going to counter it by just leaving somebody open. And guys like Hachimura was not starting off the series good shooting. The Lakers didn't start off the series shooting. He didn't trust their shots. He trusted Luka Doncic and LeBron to get the best shots for the Lakers. And that's the problem.
Did you recognize what Minnesota did? Did you recognize what Minnesota also did at times? They was able to disguise the man to zones as well. So Minnesota would get into a zone. They would disguise their man-to-man coverage with zones at times, and the zones were bothering them due to guys wasn't knocking down shots, so they was able to get into the zone. So certain ways they could have penetrated defense, they couldn't, due to the fact that they was able to go from man to zone in instant situation, because they went to that zone to cover Mike Conley at times. So honestly, what Finch was doing, they was going to be able to disguise any weakness for the most part that they did have, that the Lakers could exploit on could have exploited their defense on, but at the same time, for the most part, they got 3 to 4 defenders on the floor for the most part at all times. So even if
I
you
agree
do
with you.
try to attack Mike, even if you do try to attack Mike Conley, Mike Conley is still a solid defender with a decent IQ. He's not as athletic as he used to be, not as quick, but he has a high IQ. So the only way you really go beat him is with physicality, basically through with Luka's size or with LeBron's size, but it was gonna be hard to get that switch due to the fact that they was instantly at times switching into a zone or disguising their man-to-man, and they really playing the zone anyway. So it was gonna be hard for them to exploit sort of weaknesses that they had. And like I said, McDaniels can rebound, Julius Randle can rebound, Anthony Edwards can rebound, Nas Reed can rebound. So end of the day, even with Jackson Hayes having that height ability, those guys are solid enough rebounders that Jackson Hayes will not abuse them as much as you thought that he possibly could. And then on the defensive end, they would have
Yes, he
exploited the
would have.
hell out of Jackson Hayes.
Nas Reed averaged 4
killed.
rebounds per game, bro. Y'all gotta stop this shit, man. Nas Reed averaged 4 rebounds per game. Julius Randle averaged 4 rebounds per game, 5 rebounds. These niggas ain't out here killing on the boards, man.
I said solid. It doesn't.
It doesn't matter. Jackson Hayes is a better rebounder than that. Jackson Hayes is gonna. That's the point. Because Julius Randle is gonna play 27 feet from him because he's guarding LeBron James. That the problem with the Lakers did not exploit the weaknesses that Minnesota defense
had. Ass up because you don't know shit about basketball. All you did was co-sign the Crenshaw party and Crenshaw bullshit. And guess what?
They should. They thought the GOAT was gonna get them there.
Jesus Christ.
He thought the GOAT was gonna get him there.
So Johnny, you thought Jackson Hayes was a championship level center?
Listen, the way Jackson Hayes was playing, yes, that was gonna again. The Lakers were a championship team with Jackson Hayes in a steady rotation in their lineup. Yes,
Jackson Hayes was a backup center in New Orleans, man.
It doesn't matter about center. You guys listen. It's about what you needed. You needed somebody to be a rim runner. You needed somebody to sit in the dunker spot.
They was going to exploit him on the other end, though.
They were not, because Jackson Hayes could guard 27. You could switch with Jackson Hayes. Jackson Hayes. Again, y'all gotta let me get this off. Y'all gotta let me get this off.
They can't even stop penetration. No, they can't.
And you don't have to stop penetration, bro.
Yes, the fuck you do.
No, you don't. They didn't lose because of their defense. They lost because they couldn't fucking score.
They lost because of their defense too. What the hell are you talking about?
Let me get my take off, please. Let me get my take
off. What the hell are you talking about?
No, because they didn't have Jackson Hayes on the floor helping them on defense. That's why. Like the nigga did not lose. The Lakers did not lose because of their defense. They lost because they couldn't score. The reason they couldn't score was because it was tougher for them to score because all they can do is shoot perimeter shots if LeBron James and Luka don't beat their defender. They have no one else to put pressure at the rim. You need to get in the basket. There is no NBA team that doesn't attempt to get at the rim. That's the number one shot. JJ Redick Analytics states we have to get to the rim. The reason he keeps DFS, Austin Reeves, and Hachimura on the floor is so that LeBron James and Luka have driving lanes to get to the basket.
And when Rudy Gobert,
that clogs it up, and he feels like those guys are not good enough three-point shooters for some reason for the Lakers to do that, because that's why he's stuck with that lineup. But he messed up. He never even went with a defensive lineup. He never even went out there with a lineup just for defense. Like, there's a lot of things the Lakers could have done to exploit the weaknesses of Minnesota, but they didn't do it because JJ respected their athleticism and length too much, and thought that the only way to actually have an advantage over that athleticism and strength was using Luka and LeBron. That's just the fact. They had horrible offense. The games that they did not do nothing that they did to be successful in the regular season in this playoff series. They never even posted up Luka on McDaniels. McDaniels can't keep Luka from backing him down. But he can stay in front of Luka if Luka's 30 feet from the rim. But if Luka's going to back him down, he can't stop Luka from backing him down. Like they didn't do nothing that they did correct. Nothing that they did good in the regular season did they do in the postseason versus the Minnesota. Nothing besides let LeBron James and Luka go off. That's it. And it was hard for them. And you're welcome back up, Herm. I just had to get my take off. I let you go ham, Herm. I put you on the big screen and everything. Didn't even play no music.
Minnesota was a better team than what they've seen in the regular season, and to see them 5 times. I mean, look, here's the key stats. It's March 1st, counting the playoffs, the Lakers are 14-15. So the idea that they were just going to mow through the West, who had basically 950-win teams, basically everybody in the West that made the playoffs won 50 games, 48 games at least, right? So the idea that they were just going to mow them down.
Lakers had injuries in that span, though. During that same span you're talking about, when they went 15-14, they had a good 10-game span where they didn't have Jackson Hayes, they didn't have LeBron James, they didn't have Hachimura. So they had a span where they were playing with a skeleton roster.
But a good team roster will have next man up mentality and win some games. They were not.
But they did that. That's how they were able to get the 50 wins. You remember? Like 4 or 5 games before the season started, they were tied with everybody. They were basically 1 game away from being the 7th seed. That's the whole point. Minnesota was only 1 game away from being the 3rd seed.
You're right.
They 1 game away from being the 7th seed.
Minnesota got out of the play-in the last game of the season. They were in the play-in basically since March. In March, they were the 10th seed. They were 31-28. That's why I said I looked at that particular point that they got Randall back and they were hot, 18-4, and now they're 22-5 since March 1st. As when the Lakers were game under 500. I never believed in the Lakers at all. The roster flaws would pan out, and you get the correct team with the full roster. Everything you needed: 3-point defense, 3-point defense, everything. A superstar like Ant-Man that can go toe to toe with their superstars, and the Lakers were going to have trouble. And they ran into that team in the first round. Again, I picked Minnesota, and nobody picked Minnesota.
I pick Minnesota, man.
But look,
okay,
matter of fact,
look.
The Lakers played them in February. This is when the Lakers was on that 8-game winning streak. They played Minnesota in February, and they went ham. LeBron James scored 33 points. Austin Reeves had 23 points. Luka only had 21 points. Luka had a bad game. Luka was 6 of 20 this game.
No, Randall.
The Lakers, what game was this?
Randall was hurt with the groin injury, basically. Okay, some all-star break.
Yeah, Randall. Yeah, you're right. So they didn't have no Julius Randle this game. Okay, so they didn't have Julius Randle, but the Lakers win 111-102 in this particular game here.
And they still played them tough without the second best player. So look.
Hold on, wait. I'm just bringing up that game because I know that was a game that they played in February. I'm still looking up some other games, but we got Lamont in the building. What's good, Lamont?
Yo, what up, man?
Did the motel room pay you?
Hell nah, he ain't paying.
Okay, and I got somebody here who claims that you owe them money. So here you guys go. Oh, it's not. I'm sorry, not a bet. It's a debt. Okay, go ahead, Lamont.
When I was thinking back, I thought we bet on the OKC series.
No, it's.
I don't remember making any bets on the Minnesota series.
It's on video, man.
No, but what's the bet?
The Lakers will not play the conference finals. That's it. And you say yes.
So the bet was the Lakers will get to the Western Conference Finals?
Yeah, and I say, listen, I don't believe the Lakers will play the conference final. It was a month ago. You say, oh, I will take that bet. I believe the Lakers will play the conference final. If I lose, I will pay you $200. If I win, I will host your show for one night. That's it.
All right, that's good. I mean, if I said that, I mean, I thought I could look back on it. It's not a big deal.
Cool, man. No, but it's been nice to watch the series thinking about you. It's been nice to watch Lakers versus Minnesota thinking about you.
You know, to hear the funniest thing about it though is like when I listen to King Rowe and everybody talk, it's like when I listen to Herm and King Rowe, it's just like the easiest thing to do is after the series is over, is talk about why, like try to double down on why like a team lost. Right. I think the hardest thing to do is pick a team, talk about why you think that team is going to win and stand on that take. I think everybody just ran around. Saying, okay, here are the Lakers' flaws. This is why they're going to lose. And then they'll make those statements in the midst of a bunch of Laker fans. And we all know that the Laker fans are just trying to be optimistic and they're looking at ways in which they feel that their team can win. Like Laker fans aren't sitting around thinking about all the ways that their team can lose. Like they are thinking about, okay, if this works, if our team can win, this is how we gonna win. And unfortunately, they lost. And we got Herm saying he got the Cavs winning the title. Herm, and see, I think somebody else made the point in about Herm earlier. Herm, nobody knows your takes. You're not on the shows enough for us to even know what you talk about. So it's easy for people like Herm to run around saying, I said this and I said that, when half the time you're on obscure channels, you know, that nobody really watching, and it's just you'll say something expecting like we all know your takes. Nobody knows your takes, Herm. You didn't come on FYF and say this stuff. You didn't come nowhere public and say this is your take. You say that you make all these takes, and you somewhere in some shadow, like you haven't been on panels for like the last 2 months, and then you pop out of nowhere talking about you made all these predictions.
No, but this is the thing, Lamar. This is his take. His take was teams were going to figure out what the Lakers do. Okay, I got that. Now you're saying teams. You didn't say which team, right? Eventually, teams will have enough film and enough footage to figure it out. Okay, then what did they figure out for the Lakers? He didn't break it down. He doesn't tell us, because the Lakers definitely didn't do what they were doing to be successful in the regular season in this playoffs. So right. It couldn't have been a strategy that they figured out the Lakers were doing, and then he tried to say, well, they forced the Lakers to not do what they want to do. And then, well, how did they do that? Where? Based on what? You see what I'm saying?
And when you watch this series, Minnesota didn't force LA to do nothing. LA collapsed on their own. Like, there's nothing Minnesota did that nobody really looked at and said, damn, because they really had Rudy Gobert stopped for the majority of the series. You don't play Jackson Hayes, and then all of a sudden Rudy Gobert has a big game. Like they like I said yesterday, this was a self-inflicted series loss. They shot themselves in the foot overdoing and overthinking too much. This was not nothing. Minnesota shot 7 of 47 from the three in that last game. That's right on the wall for most teams.
Still won.
But they still won because I think once JJ Redick, like I said yesterday, when you overthink it, you commit to this zone, which for the most part, your man-to-man defense, look, it's not the greatest, but it's not nothing where you need to panic and go into no zone. And so I felt like you have a better chance than man. Why go to zone, go to a panic defense, and you shoot yourself in the foot? And so I just think there's nothing Minnesota did special. They didn't make any crazy adjustments. I know Herm was up here saying that the other coach outcoached JJ, and no, JJ outcoached himself. Nobody's ran around and said Chris Finch was this elite coach, right? Facts. That's cap. Nobody said that. He didn't do anything special. And I just think Herm and them, they try to make themselves, even the locker room, they try to make themselves sound like they swamis and sidekicks, and they predicted this downfall when we all know that the easiest thing to do in basketball is to predict the loser, because only one team can win. Facts. The hardest thing to do is to predict the winner, right? We don't never hear these guys come up here, select the team before the playoffs start, and tell us why that team is going to win and stand on it. What they do is they'll run to the team that you like and try to say, this is why your team is going to lose. And then ultimately, somewhere down the line, when your team loses, I told you so. This is why they're going to lose. I told you so. I told you so. So all they're doing is watching for the loss and then trying to pray and jump on it, as opposed to standing on it. Like, no one up here knows who Herm's team was. Herm is crying. He's pretending like he said the Cavs. Herm never told anybody this. This is the first time I've ever heard Herm pick the Cavs. He's lying. He
not only that,
this up.
Lamont, think about this, Lamont. If you pick a team that you say are going to lose, you're more than likely have a 29-1 odds. That means you have there's 29 other teams that could win it besides the one team. You see what I'm trying to say? So like you're not really going out on a limb. And just to give an example of what I was talking about here, right, Lamont, about how we were saying how the Lakers just didn't do what they were supposed to do. You guys can see the screen right now. You can see our page. You can see this, what I'm looking at right now. Can y'all see it?
Yes.
Right? All right. So look at this. The Lakers never ran a play like this. They never ran nothing like, look, Lamont. They never posted up Jaden McDaniels like this and put the Timberwolves defense in a bind. Look at this. They never did that. I never seen them run this set. They didn't even try to look. They didn't even attempt to. Look at this. Luka would have dominated. So again, I think JJ
like
Redick
because
of the athleticism of the Huh? That is similar to 90s ball because you have Luka and LeBron. And you can space the floor out because you can't double team Luka. Because look, Luka's creating this space, right? So here, now you have no choice. Look, boom, you have no choice. Look, they got two guys in the paint.
That's
but
called
it's
an
man
empty
on man.
Set.
That's
literally called an empty
they're playing
set.
zone.
They never did that.
Exactly. They never ran this. Look, and if you try to double team them, look, you got to leave somebody open, and that was the difference. But the Lakers never ran nothing like this. Like they completely, like everything that they were doing to be successful for the regular season, they stopped doing. I don't know why. I just don't know why.
So they needed more 90s ball. What you
so I get what Armin said. No. I'm just it's a part of course. Nobody says they stopped playing 90s, but we just say you can't win just playing 90s basketball. But you have to add that. That's a part of your game.
Right.
If you got Luka, right? If Luka can and back you down and you can do it, that's the point because Luka's 6'8", 250. There's not too many like Jaden McDaniels is not a good post-up defender. He's a good perimeter defender. So if you want to keep Jaden McDaniels on Luka, well, guess what? I'm going to exploit that.
Now watch this. Tell Herm to come back up here and explain to everybody why he feels the Cavs are going to win the NBA championship this year. And watch how he struggles through it. Like, watch how he says what he's going to do. He's going to say a whole bunch of generalities, things that are just common basketball knowledge. He's not going to make he's not going to make any significant takes that's going to add to our basketball acumen or knowledge. He's just going to say a whole bunch of generalities. He's going to say something like, I like Donovan Mitchell's confidence right now. Something very vague and something silly sounding. It's like he's not going to have, they don't like, me and you, like, we like to talk basketball, right or wrong. I want to dig into the takes, right? And all they do is people like Herm, even while he's starting to fall into it, they just come up here, they just sit and wait for you to make a take, and they just sit around like piranhas waiting for your take to be wrong. But they will give you no credit when your take is right.
No, exactly. And I was wrong. And I was wrong. I thought the Lakers were going to win a championship this NBA season. And I was wrong. And that's fine. I gave you guys the reason, though. It wasn't nothing crazy. It wasn't nothing outlandish. I told you that the Lakers offense was going to be too good for anyone to stop. And if we let Lamont explain it, it wasn't anybody stopping them. It was just JJ Redick didn't come up with a game plan to exploit the defense he was playing against. He completely panicked. And then we get guys like Wally who wants to say Luka's at the pub, but this is going to be the same guy that will tell you Michael Jordan's the GOAT after Craig Hodges said he was at a bar drinking before a regular season game and went out and scored 30 so that he could sit at halftime and did nothing. But that was fine because the league was weak back then. He can go out and drink and be a drunk player. The man literally said, I see 3 rims. I'm only shooting at the one in the middle. Like the man went out there, and these are the guys they want to praise, but they want to make fun of Luka because supposedly Luka likes to have a drink here and there and stuff like that. So again, it shows you the type of basketball knowledge some of these guys have, which is why I specifically put 100 NBA fans because I knew I wouldn't find 100 NBA fans. If I'd have put 100 Zesty Jeffries, y'all would never step up neither. So at the end of the day, what are y'all? Y'all LeBron fans. So in reality, it should be the one NBA fan, which is me, versus 100 LeBron fans, which would be Herm, Wally, Mingo Jester, all of these guys, because that's all they care about and that's all they want to talk about is LeBron James. Yeah.
So what they need to change? What they need to change for next season?
Nothing. What do you want them to do? Where are they going to go get?
What do you mean nothing? They are not. Come on, they are not a contender, man.
They got to go get.
Blaming JJ for.
I don't know who's a free agent right now, right? So I don't know I don't know their cap space issues. I'm not a GM.
I'm saying hypothetically, which kind of player they need to get better.
Well, obviously they need a center. They need a center that they can trust. And the problem with today,
center,
because to a certain degree, you need a rebounder. You need somebody who will set screens for you.
But you don't need rim protection. You still believe they don't need rim protection?
No, you don't need rim protection to win.
Okay,
not in today's NBA. You don't need it.
Everybody wing defenders for more important than rim protection.
Yeah,
but they don't have it.
I think you need a combination of both.
I mean, you got to think. Minnesota's not looking better until their wing defenders got better. Minnesota's had Rudy Gobert for some years. Nobody said Minnesota was going to be a champion. But when they got those wing defenders like McDaniel and Anthony Edwards got better on the defensive end, now they look like they can defend. And the same thing you can say with OKC. They went and got better wing defenders. They got a Caruso, right? They went and got the Lou Dort, right? They can have Chet down there all they want.
Everybody on that team plays defense.
They got perimeter defenders. defenders. They got perimeter, and they were winning without their rim protectors. You can't tell me.
Yeah, they were winning without Chet. Yeah.
Yeah, Isaac Hartenstein is not a great rim protector. Again, you need a good.
He's decent. He's decent. More than decent.
I mean, maybe Jackson Hayes gains a couple of pounds and he gets better and he does what JJ Redick wants him to do. The sad part is that when we listen to Jackson Hayes say this, he doesn't state why he was benched. They just told him, we're not going to work with you. Just stay ready. So let's listen to Jackson Hayes explain why they didn't play him.
Very quickly in this series, JJ went away from you. How was that communicated to you? Did you understand the decision? And what was the feeling like to, especially tonight, not to get a chance to help the team?
Yeah, I mean, they told me, they were up straight with me, just saying just to stay ready, and they're going to try some other things out. So, I mean, that's what coach's decision, so I respect that always.
That's it. He basically said, hey, we're not going to play right now. We're trying something different. Didn't say why, didn't explain why, none of that. Oh, we got Wally in the building. Shout out to Wally Lancaster, Hall of Fame legend in the building. What's good, Wally? Mike is yours, Wally. Are you there, Wally? Oh, come on, Wally. I know you got something good for me.
While he work his out, can I say something to FYF? Or I know he left, but
yeah, he left. But go ahead. But
and he said that I came after the fact. Like I said, I made a video before the series, 2 Fridays ago, 2 weeks ago exactly. And last Saturday, I was on his panel, and I was trying to explain why I had the Wolves had a better roster. And he cut me off once I said Randall might be the third best player in the series. And I said, let's keep going. And I got cut off. Like, so.
Oh, wait. Third best player as far as being better than LeBron?
After game 3, I said it because LeBron did play good. LeBron did play better in game 4 and 5.
He had 38 points in game 3. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but he did nothing in the last 5 minutes. That turnover, okay. Randall was consistently better. Randall was consistent. Look at Randall's numbers throughout the series, and he was consistent. Look at his shooting percentage. Look at his 3-point percentage.
No, it was good. I'm not going to say Randall was good. Randall definitely stepped up in this series. He stepped up big time.
I gave it to LeBron, but I hesitated. I thought about it because I actually thought that Randall was playing. And again, this is me being a Knicks fan that been caping for Randall for years. When they said he couldn't play in the playoffs, I said that's bullshit. Give him an actual team around and let him get healthy, and he would do what he's doing. So I think Randall, But anyway. If we kept going, I would have said McDaniel, Gobert. Those are the next guys. Before we get to Reeves, who wasn't playing that well. Reeves was supposed to be outplaying him, but Gobert, his impact and McDaniel's impact were better than Reeves. So top to bottom, and plus
but you're predicating it off of the series, not the actual play of the
player. Yeah. But when you get in the series, because it's just like everybody told me Cade was the best player in the series, and obviously Brunson. Cade wasn't ready for prime time, and Brunson played better. See, so what you expect coming in versus what you're getting in a series does matter. You understand what I'm saying? But like I said, top to bottom, they have a better bench. You've seen JJ Redick didn't trust his bench.
You're in the show.
Yeah, you're here, Wally. What's good, Wally?
Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's been a long time
since I had an opportunity
to come up here and talk with you non-basketball playing and let me tell you, this is embarrassing. Lamont, don't be putting me in no category with no scrubs, man. Luka like to be at the pub, man. And see, when you at the pub, right?
Mm-hmm.
Round about 3:30 left in the game, you ain't worth a shit. He can't do nothing. I don't even understand why the Lakers people, why they got so excited. Luka coming to town. You ain't do nothing but add another non-defending basketball playing, Caucasian. See, if I call him a white boy, somebody might get offended. So we're going to call him a Caucasian tonight. He can't guard his house. And the other Caucasian, the two guard, I think that, what's that boy named? Reeves?
Austin Reeves.
He can't guard a trash can.
I agree, man. I
I
agree.
think I was going to advance against a two guard that can play. Did y'all must have missed it. I saw it. I saw Anthony Edwards push LeBron in his chest about 3 or 4 times coming up the court. That looked like the era I played in right there.
Wait, Wally.
No
You
short,
telling me,
we ain't going
Wally?
for
You
nothing.
wait, Wally. You telling me when you were coming up the court, when you were playing, where was NC State? Where you played again? I forget where you played. When you was out here,
Man, you know
shooting
where I
less.
played.
Then you was
I
out here
got
shooting
records
less than
down there.
40% from the. You shooting out less than 40% from the
Virginia
field.
Tech. Listen, brother.
Uh-huh.
Listen, brother. I got records down there at Virginia Tech because I'm a
For the most missed
shooter
shots.
that
For the
will
most
never
missed
be
shots.
broken.
You shot less than 40%.
No.
Stop it.
No.
Stop.
I shot 1 year. I might have shot bad because we lost
Don't
our
do that,
center.
Wally.
That's what I'm trying to teach y'all. We
So
lost
it's
our
the center's
center,
fault that
so
you
I
can't
had to
shoot.
do a whole. And listen, brother, I'm trying to teach you, man. You don't know nothing.
Okay.
Listen to the champ.
I'm listening.
Listen to the champ. We lost our center, so I was required to do a whole lot of work. Sometimes I had to check the power forward. That's why I got excited when I saw the Ant-Man pushing that big stiff LeBron James in his chest. I said, he ain't ready for that. I said, LeBron ain't ready for that action. See, he been babied, man, playing with his little brothers and everybody cool in the game. Ant-Man don't care nothing about LeBron. You saw him walking down the streets of L.A. talking trash, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all ain't see that?
Yep, he took that
Where
personally.
is Lamont? Lamont, the next time you open your mouth to make a bet with me, I'm going to take your money. The only reason why I take your money is because I like you a little bit. You see what I'm saying?
Pause.
But don't do that no more. Don't jump out there like that because y'all don't know basketball. How can you know basketball and you never been in the trenches?
What you mean?
You ain't never been in the trenches. You don't know what
Wally.
these guys going through out there.
Wally, I've been in the
watching
trenches,
from
Wally.
a couch.
Wally, look, hold on, wait. Let me see if I can post it. Look at this, Wally. Look what it says right here, Wally. Look what it says, Wally. What does that say, Wally? What was I?
Hold on.
What does that say? Hold on, wait. Let me fix it. You see what that says?
I can't read. Hold on. Let me see something.
You gotta put it close to the camera.
Hold on, if I put it closer, you lose it. Hold on. If I lose it closer, you lose it. You see what it says?
I can't see that, man. You think I got
It says best
X-ray
rebounder.
vision?
Hold on, wait. Let me fix this. Hold on, wait. Let me fix this right quick because I will make sure you Negroes see this because you Negroes got a lot to say when Ajani is on the microphone. Hold on, wait.
What he got up there? What you put up there, man?
Hold on, wait. Let me make sure y'all see this. What that say? Y'all say, hold on, wait. Let me make sure that because it got the glare. You see what it say? Boys and Girls Club basketball. It says Boys and Girls Club basketball champ, best rebounder. I'm covering up my name. I don't want you to know my real name. I ain't a fool. So I'm covering up my name. That's me.
I ain't no weirdo.
Hold on, wait. I got a championship. You got a championship. I won a championship as the best rebounder on the team. You was out here bricking shots.
Well, shit, I did that.
Man, I won a championship every level I
was out here
played, man.
bricking shots.
I've been winning championships, man. Man, I've been winning championships, man, since I was 10 years old, man. Every level of basketball, I've won a championship, brother. I even won a championship coaching basketball. What you talking about? It ain't about me or you, brother. We talking about them bum Lakers, man.
You said it was about me and you.
Huh?
You said it was about me and you. That's what you said.
Man,
you said we don't play
no basketball, man. I can look
See,
at
there
you
you
and
go.
tell,
See,
man.
I was the best rebounder on my team. What were you? The worst shooter on your team.
I can look at you and tell you cannot
You were
play,
the
bro.
worst shooter on your team. Were you not the worst shooter on your team?
Yes or no? I can look at you through the camera on this phone, this raggedy little phone I got, and see that you cannot play no basketball, bro.
Ajani.
Look at your shoulders, man.
What year did you graduate?
Together, champ.
What team you play? What team you play for again, for Wally? What team you play for again, Wally?
Champ, your shoulders are close together.
Ajani.
That means that you can't push nobody out the way. Ain't nobody gonna be intimidated with you when you get on the court.
Ajani.
If you come on the court with a guy like me,
let him go.
I am going to push you in your chest like you saw Ant-Man pushing LeBron in his chest. Do you understand what I'm saying, brother?
No, because I'm gonna get the rebound. Your pushing me ain't gonna bother me. Because I'm gonna get the rebound. You ain't gonna be able to box me out.
What y'all gonna have to do?
What's
I'm
wrong
gonna
with
tell
you?
y'all something. For you guys that don't know basketball, I'm gonna tell you what the Lakers gotta do. I'm gonna tell y'all what you gotta do. LeBron gotta take a pay cut, and y'all gotta get two guys, that can get on that glass. If you ain't got nobody that's willing to sell out and get on the damn glass and rebound, you understand? The Timberwolves had 3 people going to the glass, and the Lakers were standing around watching. I said, they ain't got no chance. They ain't got no chance.
They were
And
simply
then you
too
got a
small.
dummy coach. You got a real dummy coach. I don't know where y'all got that bum from. He ran the hell out of his team. He crushed their legs. He crushed them. Here you already down. He played them boys like a damn fool. Who told him? Who said he was a coach in the first place? I thought he was an analyst.
He's a basketball player. What you mean? He played
He should
basketball.
have stayed on ESPN.
Tom Thibodeau should have been an analyst too.
What? Hey, Wally, what school you went to again? So we all know where you. So we all make sure you ain't talking nonsense.
What school you want to know? I went to a lot of schools.
No, your college.
I started at the
NCAA.
University of Maryland with my homeboy, rest in peace, Lenny Byers. I was at Maryland first, bro.
Yeah, no, you played with Bimbo Coles too. What team were you on with Bimbo Coles?
Yeah, Bimbo Coles was my running. We was me and Bimbo Coles was rated the number 1 backcourt in the nation.
Yes,
Guess what?
I remember that.
Guess who? Guess who we was over top of?
Who was
that? Mad Max. That's Vernon Maxwell and his partner. We dethroned them. Now I've got to ask a question. If we was the number 1 backcourt in the nation, and Bimbo Coles made the NBA, right?
Yes.
What the hell was I doing to get that kind of ranking?
You was actually riding the coattail of Bimbo Coles. You was riding the Bimbo Coles coattail. You was riding the coattail of Bimbo Coles.
Man, I had to save B. I had to save him a whole lot, man. I had to save him a whole lot because he a good guy. I like B. That's my teammate. Love him to death, right? But he didn't have no. How can I say this without offending nobody? He ain't had no hood in him, right? So when they try to come out there, guys like Anthony Peeler, and they had a real they had a little point guard, man. I said, B, you ain't got me. I'll show you what to do to these niggas. And I showed them how to do it. This is how you do this. You got a sneaky Pete crack them. It's called sneaky Pete crack. That's what I would do to you, bro. Because your shoulders close together. Look at your shoulders, man. Your shoulders close together. You can't do nothing on no basketball court, man.
So Wally, explain this to me, Wally. Why you shoot 38% in your senior's year in Virginia Tech?
They changed the offense, right? They changed the offense. That's a good question. The coach, he changed the offense because I guess he called himself tricking the opponents, right? Because they was really playing defense. I told you, man, we lost our center, man. So when we lost the center, we lost an aspect of. See, you don't understand what I'm saying. When I say we lost a center, right? The same problem that the Lakers had, that's what we had. They used to call me and Bimbo Coles 2 aces that could beat a full deck. Now you figure out the rest.
What you mean, the center that y'all had? Oh wait, the center you had averaging 5 points per game?
Who? You mean on our team?
Yeah, your boy Roy.
He was gone. That's out. Now my junior year.
That was your. Oh wait, hold on. First of all, let's look at your starting lineup. Your starting center
Roy Brown. Hold up. Roy Brown
and Eric Sanders. Who's Eric Sanders? Who's Eric? What's up with Eric?
You talking about Tim? You talking about Eric Sanders?
Yeah, he was a forward, but he started 15 games, so he must have been playing.
He's okay. He was okay.
He had better numbers than your boy Roy.
He coach a high school team now. He a good dude. But
Oh, there you go. Okay, so
see what I'm
you say
saying,
you say
man?
you lost Roy, and Bimbo
Yeah,
Cole
Roy
stepped up
Brown.
his.
When we
But I'm
lost
saying
Roy
Bimbo
Brown,
Cole
let me
stepped up
explain
his
something
numbers,
to you.
and your numbers went down. Bimbo Cole's numbers went up.
It's good that you bring this up because now I can teach you basketball. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Roy Brown, his role on that particular team, which made us good, he was a rim protector and a rebounder.
He did average 3.5 blocks per game, so he
Lot of
was
shit.
blocking.
Listen, brother, I got a whole lot of stuff off the glass. You understand what I'm saying? Because he was bamming it off the glass, and then we could get the break going, right? Because I could play my man Matador defense, let the fool go to the paint. Roy, boy, look, he crack it off the glass. I get it, or Tim get it, but we gone. You don't understand that though, because like I told you,
No, I do
the
understand. I'm
shoulders are
listening.
close
I'm just
together.
listening because you were scoring because nobody was sticking you. You were trying to get ahead of the defense. Because if they would stick you, you would shoot 38%.
They was trying to stop me, but the problem they was having, it was a matchup problem. You see what I'm saying? The forwards was too tall and lanky and slow in the foot to check me, right? And the other two guards, they was like you. Their shoulders was close together. They was too small to deal with the big boys. You understand? The shoulders was close together. So they was at a disadvantage. And like I'm trying to tell you, young fella, I'm sneaky Pete physical, right? So if you coming out there, like I said to you, with your shoulders pushed together, you ain't got, I'm going to tell the coach, man, you better get him out of here. He ain't ready. Hey, coach, get him out. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to the guys on the bench. You know what I'm saying?
Wiley, you was 6'5", what, 195 pounds?
No, I was 6'5", probably like about 210.
You were 210 and 6'5" in 1989.
What the hell is wrong with you, man? Yeah,
I was asking.
You can't hear. Now you
I just want to make
can't
sure.
hear. I just told you. Now I can't go back.
I'm just saying that you are
back and put
you are a
myself
big
on.
guard.
I was about 195.
It just says you were 6'5".
Bro.
It says you were 6'5". It don't give you a size. I'm saying don't give you a weight here. It just tells how tall you were. That's all. That's why I asked you that because they don't tell me
your
size.
Weight. I told you my weight, didn't
You look at his sports references, Johnny?
You say you was 210 and 6'5".
My shoulders wasn't close together,
reference.
bro.
He played. Okay, just give y'all some reference. I'm looking at Wally Lancaster's career at Virginia Tech. He played his first year in Maryland. That was his freshman year. He transferred, so he didn't play his real sophomore year. His real sophomore year was in Virginia Tech. That was 1987. Right. 1986-87 season. 1988 and 1989, he also played there. So his senior year was 1989. Now, in 1988, when he had his center and he was able to run, Wally Lancaster, let me give y'all Lancaster's numbers.
23 points a game, right?
So I had 23 points per game, shooting 42% from the field. He was a 3-point shooter, y'all. 35% from 3-point line.
Soliloquy. This is what you got to understand, brother. Every year that I played there, right? Think about what I'm getting ready to tell you. Every year that I played there, right? I made all conference. That means whoever was playing in the league we was in, I was one of the top 10 players in the conference, bro, every year.
They don't say that here though, Wally. They don't say that here though, Wally. They don't give you those accreditations.
I'm telling you what took place. I got records down there, man.
It does say high school parade All-American.
Look, I'm one of the guys. You won't have too many guys that come up here and rap with you, scrubs, that can honestly, sincerely say
See, there you go
Austin
again, calling
Reed,
me a scrub. I got
listen
a
what
plaque
I'm
saying I
trying to
was the
tell you,
best
bro.
rebounder, man.
I'm giving you some facts. That
What facts
guy
is
called Austin Reeves that's playing with LeBron, he couldn't carry my dirty jockstrap, and I didn't make the league, and he's playing on television.
Yeah,
I'm
you
talking about
wildin', Wally.
Austin Reeves, the white boy, no, excuse me, the Caucasian that got the headband around his head.
Well, you tripping, Wally.
He's a C+ NBA player at best.
Nah, you tripping.
And I'm being generous, right?
Nah, yeah, you tripping.
That brother can't
Agreed.
play no basket with a Caucasian, because I don't want nobody to call me no racist, you know, because I'm not no racist. But that boy can't play, man. That's your third, that's the Lakers' third option. How you gonna advance?
How you let
You
George
can't
McLeod?
advance. He's
How you
not
let
better
George
than
McLeod win
Daniel.
Player of the Year? How did
Say
George
what?
McLeod? How did George McLeod win Player of the Year in your conference?
He
Well,
could
McLeod was
play a
nice.
little bit. He was all right. He was tall. He was a
6'8".
tall. He was like 6'6", and he played like the point. So they gave him some. They gave him some kind of a rank because he was 6. Bimbo made Player of the Year one year.
Yeah, because you was riding Bimbo coattail for you to be somebody. Let me go look at this year that Bimbo Cole.
My junior
Let me go
year.
here.
Hold it. Watch this now. I'm gonna
Yeah,
give you
your
the game.
junior year. Yeah, but
My
Bimbo Cole was
junior
Player of the Year
year.
his junior and Purvis Ellison.
Listen, bro. I'm trying
I'm
to
looking
tell you.
at it.
People want to talk about me. Let me tell you about myself since you want to talk about me. The year when Hershey Hawkins. You remember Hershey Hawkins?
Yeah, yeah, I know that.
All right, you remember Hershey Hawkins, right? Hershey Hawkins was the leading scorer in the nation, right? That was my junior year. Bimbo Coles, I think he averaged like 24, and I averaged like 23.7. Go do your research, bro. Bimbo Coles was number 12 in the nation, and your homie on the phone with you right now, I was number 13. You understand? Can you dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, you took more shots than him too. You just a shot chucker.
Well, I that was my job, brother. You can't don't hate on my position. I'm a shooter.
Oh wait, wait a minute. Wally, you were taking 10 3-pointers per game?
Nah, I ain't shoot. Nah, that's inflated. That's inflated.
So that's wait.
Sometimes,
yeah, they say. Wait, I'm looking at it right here. 10.4 3-pointers per game.
Depending on who we was playing against, right? See, this is what I'm trying to say. You don't know basketball, but depending on who we was playing against, I had to be sacrificed, right? And I had to check a power forward, right? Because, like I told you, our inside game wasn't always up to par. So they had to pull the champ to go check and rebound. See what I'm saying? I had to do a lot, man.
Listen,
my shoulders
Wally,
look like your shoulders, bro.
Listen,
your shoulders
Wally,
are close together. Okay?
Wally, you averaged 3 rebounds per game. Wally, you averaged 3 rebounds per game. I was the best rebounder when I was winning the championship. You wasn't doing that. You were taking 10 3-pointers per game. That's what it says here.
Man, I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't never seen that stat, but I wasn't no stat guy anyway, right?
How? You just said you
really
averaged 23.7. How exactly? Because if you was averaging 5 like your boy
year,
Roy, nobody would care.
You know how many buckets you got to give people, man. You know how many people we playing Louisville and they sending 3, 4, 5 guys at me. LeBron needed somebody like me. He ain't need that white boy can't get a bucket.
Right, so
I can get a bucket, Joe.
Now, hold on, wait. Y'all had a good season in your junior year. Y'all went 19-10, but y'all was 6-6 in y'all conference.
Yeah, I was telling you.
Y'all had a top 10 offense. Y'all had a top 10 offense.
I was telling you, I'm gonna keep telling you. We had Roy Brow. He was like a 7-footer with long arms, and he was like the leading shot blocker in the nation. You understand? I was leading the nation in 3-pointers, and he was leading the nation in shooting. blocking shots.
Yeah, you were taking 10 threes a game. That's a lot.
Nah, I wouldn't take it. I don't know.
But you would make no, but you make them at a good rate though. While I ain't gonna lie, you make them at a good rate. You made them at 35%. Back in 1988, somebody was shooting 35% from the 3-point line, even in college. That was really good, bro. Especially the amount that you would take.
But 1 year I shot 43.
Stop it, Wally.
Shot 43.
Stop it, Wally. I got your numbers right here, Wally.
One of them years I shot over 40%.
No, you know what? You right. You shot 40. You shot. Ooh, Wally, hold on, wait. I got you, Wally. Wally shot 46.7% from the 3-point land, taking 6 3-pointers per game in 1987, his sophomore year. Damn, Wally, you was out here jacking up threes and killing them with it too. You was making almost 3 3-pointers and taking 6 a game.
I don't know
but
what
you was only averaging 17.
I don't
have a problem. I'm praising you.
I told you that I made all conference every year.
No, you didn't, because
I don't have nothing to do with that. They vote. The coaches vote, and and I think the newspaper people or whatever, however they do it. I ain't had no say in them voting, man. They put me.
You
on
even changed coaches too. You changed coaches too. His name, what's his name? Coach Muir as your coach the first year.
Yeah,
and
he
they
left.
Went to that
he left.
They gave Frankie Allen
we had a guy.
position.
Something happened, man. Something happened down there. And I can't really get into it, but we went on probation. People was getting money and all that kind of stuff. But it ain't for me to speak on what was going on because you may incriminate yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, I got you. You right. I know you was getting paid to go out there and shoot 10
well, no, ain't nobody say. See there, loose lips sink battleship. I see you got diarrhea of the mouth. I just gave you the game while we went on probation. And then you gonna come out and talk about some money.
Oh, wait a minute.
Wait. About no money.
Wait a minute. You responsible for putting your college in probation? Is that what you did, Wally? Don't tell me you did that, Wally. Why don't give me no information like this?
I just told you, man. I have to go with the Fifth Amendment, lest I incriminate myself or say something that's unbecoming of the style of ball player that I was.
I feel you. No, because when you're No, because I figure when you got to your senior year now, you just got straight garbage. You went from shooting real good from the 3-point line. You shoot 32%, and then you went from shooting 42% and then on the field to 37% from the field. But you were still averaging 20 though, so you were still doing the numbers. You were still putting up 20 points.
I was averaging 20.
Yeah, you was averaging 21.
I keep trying to tell you, man. They were
you was balling.
They were throwing everything at me but the kitchen sink.
But your boy. But Bimbo Cole stepped up. He went from averaging 24 to averaging 26, almost 27. He stepped up.
I just told you they changed the offense, man. Didn't I tell you that?
You know he got drafted by my Miami Heat, right? And didn't the Heat draft Bimbo Coles? Yeah, man.
I ain't gonna say nothing bad about.
I'm glad we didn't draft you.
That brother.
I'm glad we didn't draft you, though.
That brother, listen, man. That was my teammate, bro. And I can guarantee you this fact, Joe. I can guarantee you this fact. If you talk to Stephon Curry's father, I think his name is Dale Curry, and you talk to Bimbo Cole, these guys that you bringing up, and you say, "Hey man, did you play with Wally Lancaster? You know him?" He said, "Yeah." He asked my team, "Was he? Do you think he could have played in the NBA?" They gonna tell you emphatically, "Yes, he could." I mean, look, that league. Look, when you talented, right? When you talented. And your shoulders ain't pushed together like yours is pushed together, and you got some toughness, right? You can do what you want to do.
Hey, you gonna stop talking about me? I got me the best rebounder award. You ain't got nothing like that. You out here lying about you being all conference.
Huh?
Fibbing. You out here fibbing
about that, man.
Right here, best rebounder. Right here, best rebounder. Best rebounder. You see it? That's me, the best rebounder.
Man, that looked like a participation trophy, man. I used to get them when I was 10 years old.
I did participate in a championship. It says championship. You see it say champs 1996.
Yeah, that right there looked like a participation. My youngest son got one of them. He got one of them hanging up in his room on his wall. One of them.
That's what you were participating. What happened, yo? Let's go look at your last game. While I do that, let's let Olo get in the building. Shout out to you, Olo, man. What you got for us today, man? We having fun with Wally, man. Again, this is Wally Lancaster, y'all. Shout out to you, Wally, man. Thanks for joining me, bro. This is great.
Hello.
This is fun. What's good,
I
bro?
come up there, man. I want to get on Lamont, man. Lamont said what he said to me because I got on my man. They want to go
Luka.
to the pub, man. He want to get to the alcohol, man. That boy from over there. That's an Englishman. He from overseas. And he want to be at the pub, Johnny. Y'all can't win with nobody like him. He can't get up and down the floor, man. They running up and down the full court. And Luka, he looking in the stands trying to see where he gonna get that drink from. I know what he talking about. It's okay. I saw it, man. I see these things, Johnny. I see these things. The man like the pub, man.
Yeah, he like to have fun. He should. He work hard. He should.
All right. But you can't go. You can't make no run for no championship and you down there in the pub. How that work?
The same way Jordan
equate to a championship.
Same way Jordan them used to be drinking beers in the locker room at halftime. What you talking about? Same stuff.
I saw an interview today with Craig Hodges. I saw something on the internet.
Yeah.
And Craig Hodges say he got off the bus and went in the pub and say, when y'all come back through, y'all pick the goat up, man. And he went to the game and gave him 30 and sat on the bench.
Because your era was that weak. They had to worry about people like you and Bimbo Coles. That's it.
Man, you need to stop that, bro.
I
seen
that. Man, you got
Johnny, I
team
seen
of
that shit coming.
Olajuwon in that era. You had Pat Ewing
I
in
seen
that
that coming, bro. I seen it coming. I seen it.
All them were drunks. All them were drunks.
seen it coming.
Barkley. What do you think Barkley was doing before and after the game?
I seen it coming.
Hey, did you see how Ant-Man? You see how Ant-Man was pushing LeBron in his chest and punking him in front of the whole world? That's what Charles Barkley do, man. Charles Barkley gonna give you that.
I've never seen that before. They only allow that to happen to LeBron James. I've never watched a basketball game and somebody was literally able to just push somebody on the floor, just for the sake of pushing them. I've never seen that.
You saw it though, right? You saw what I saw.
Anthony
right?
Edwards, only Anthony Edwards versus LeBron. I've never seen that happen ever in basketball, and I've been watching basketball since the '90s. They didn't do that in the '90s. I've never seen that.
That's a lie.
Never.
Did
Show
you
me
see
where.
LeBron falling all over the floor, man? Did you
Show
see
me.
LeBron falling all over the floor?
Show me a player running up the floor, and there's another player literally just pushing them.
Let me ask you a question. Did you see LeBron falling all over the floor? Did you see him falling all over the floor?
He sprained his knee.
Now he's got to sprain it, please.
LeBron James, man,
he got a new
he
injury.
did all he could do, man.
Because he does everything he can do on the basketball court.
He did all he could do, man.
He's not playing against people who's going to the pub. He's playing against real basketball players who's out here working on their body.
No, he got a teammate to go to the pub.
Man, get out of here, man.
He got a teammate to go to the pub. That's why the people traded him, man. That's why he came to y'all. Y'all thought y'all was getting a winner. Y'all got a drunk over there, man. That's all y'all got.
Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis don't pick up a basketball for 2 months out the year. I don't want Anthony Davis. I'm glad we got.
Well, I don't know.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna stop saying we.
Hey,
I'm
hold
done
on,
with
Johnny.
that.
Since you a stat,
I'm not even a Laker fan.
I saw an interesting stat, man.
What you saw?
I saw an interesting stat.
What you saw?
LeBron been leaving the playoffs these last 7 years, 8 years. He ain't made no appearances, man. Time hang it up, man. It's all right.
What?
Championship 5 years ago.
Hang it up, man. It's okay.
5 years ago.
He did all he could do, man.
2020, 6 years ago, 6 years ago, 2020.
He been the face of the league. He deserves to go out.
Finals 2 years ago.
Listen, man, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna show you that I ain't no hater. I ain't never been no hater because I can play myself.
You can hate on LeBron.
LeBron James need to go out. He need to have the game by game where they honor him and give him gifts, Rolls Royces and stuff like that. Cause he been an ambassador. We gotta give him that. But he ain't no goddamn GOAT. Don't do that. You're overstepping yourself with that. He got too many lumps on his head.
He got so what?
He got too many lumps, man. When he went to the final, one of them he getting swept. Man. In the final?
What you talking about? Yeah, that happens.
When you were talking about Anthony Davis, when you were this to AD, nigga, I forgot to tell you to let you know that I hope you realize the first 2 years him being the Lakers, they was in the top 3 of points allowed per game for the first 2 years. You know what I'm saying? 19
No, they was.
20. They was in the
Is that
1920
Herm, man? Is that Hollywood Herm?
and 1920. We talked about that, Herm.
2021,
Hey, John.
in 2021,
Hey, Herm, is
they was
that you,
third
brother?
in points allowed per game. AD was that
Hey,
nigga.
Herm.
You sit
Oh wait,
around here
AD,
capping and
Herm,
lying.
Hey, Herm, let me ask you a question,
Herm.
Herm. Hey,
Herm, wait, no, wait, Wally. Herm, how many games? Herm, how many games did Anthony? Herm, answer my question, Herm. Answer my question, Herm. How many games did Anthony Davis play in 2021? How many games did he play in 2021, Herm? We already been through this. I'm lying.
So quiet.
Because Herm got all brave. The mic's unmuted. I ain't muted him. I'm asking you a simple question.
What the hell you was talking about? Why
How many games did he play in 2021?
Herm, I see you ain't making no headway with these people in basketball knowledge. They still stuck on
my question. Answer my question. How many games did Anthony Davis play in 2021?
What difference do it make?
That means he wasn't responsible for that. They had Andre Drummond and Dwight Howard in 2021. They had Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee in 2020. That's why they had the top defense. They had those guys playing defense for them.
Dwight Howard wasn't even on the Lakers in 21. He was in Philly.
No, he played 21. Then he got after. No, he came back in 22. You're right. My bad. But Andre Drummond was there.
Dwight Howard
they got Marcus Gasol.
man.
Hey,
they can't win with Dwight Howard.
36 games, Ajani. 36 games.
So did Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis, exactly.
This is the first year with Russ. When Russ came over there, that shit was the top 3 defense with Russ as another player.
No,
another player that y'all hated on.
No, there was
another
not.
player that y'all put the blame
And AD
on.
played 40 games that season.
Defense with Russ as. Because offense was the problem that year. Offense was the issue, not the defense. Defense, they was good. Offensively, they was terrible. That's why they would lose the games, because of the offense that year. Defensively, they was fine. So, like I said, hey, Johnny, man, you could be an AD hater and cap for Luka drunk ass. But at the end of the day, bro, the Lakers got worse. And shit, like I'm telling you now, LeBron, you might as well get you a Mavericks jersey or a Knicks jersey, because LeBron James leaving the Lakers, man. He gonna be either a Dallas Maverick.
But what I'm trying to figure out is Ajani trying to blame?
He's sick
Is
of the
he trying to
Lakers.
blame?
He's sick of the ass. He's ready to go.
Hey,
He's ready to go. LeBron is ready
let me
to
ask you a question.
I'm telling
He
you,
will
now,
retire.
he
He will
wants
not
to play
change
with
team.
Kyrie
He will
Irving,
retire,
and he
man.
wants to play with Anthony Davis again.
Let me ask you a question, Herm. Is Ajani trying to blame Anthony Davis for this shellacking that they took? Because he wasn't on the floor.
No, I didn't say that. They trying to say
he
that.
wasn't on the floor when the Lakers took this 4-1 shellacking.
Putting words in people's mouth.
Go back to 21. Go back to 21.
All right, here we
talking about Anthony Davis.
Again, no, hold on. I'm gonna mute all of y'all if y'all don't let me speak. 2022, the Lakers had the 27th defense in basketball.
Ew.
That was in 2022. That's the 27th defense in basketball. Let's go to 2023 when Anthony Davis actually played some fucking games. Exactly. That's why I never brought up 2022. But let's bring up 2023 when Anthony Davis did play games. No, they got better. We're gonna go look at it right now, and I'm gonna show you they didn't get better. And I'm gonna show you that right now. They didn't get better. I'm gonna show it to you right now. Anthony Davis and the Lakers in points were 20. They were 20th. They gave up 116. They were 20th.
Why you ain't doing the
They were 20th with Anthony Davis. And okay, let's go to 2024 when Anthony Davis made an all-defensive team.
Defense in the league.
Let's go to Anthony Davis in 2024. Here we go. Anthony Davis played 70 games this NBA season, and the Lakers' defense was again putrid. They were 23rd. Let's go 2021 and 2020 season, which is the season that they don't even want to count for the Lakers winning the championship. But all of a sudden, they got to count for Anthony Davis for being a solid rim protector. 2021 season, the Lakers opponents are scoring.
Damn.
Johnny, you capping. The Lakers were 11th in defensive rating in 2023.
They were at 106, right?
Johnny, you capping.
He's talking about points allowed.
Nobody's talking about defensive rating. Nobody.
Now we're not talking about D-rating. Okay.
No one said anything about defensive rating, sir. I never talk about defensive rating when I'm talking about team defense. Anthony Davis played 36 games when the Lakers had the number 2 defense in 2021. He was not why they had a top 2 defense in that NBA season. That is facts.
Okay, then let's go to the playoffs. Why did they fall apart when AD got hurt? They had a 2-1. They had a 2-1 lead before AD got hurt. Ajani, why did they fall apart against Phoenix when he got hurt with the groin?
20 and it had nothing to do with their defense, sir. We're not talking about the 2021.
They
Lakers.
couldn't score.
I'm not going back to the 2021 Lakers. I'm telling you why the 2023 Lakers. I'm telling you why the 2023 Lakers lost, why the 2024 Lakers lost, and why the 2025 Lakers starting this season was still horrible defensively. I'm talking about this team that had Anthony Davis as their defensive anchor.
They had
the number 4 defense in 2000. They had the number 4 defense.
Hey man, why are you talking about Anthony Davis, man? He wasn't on the team,
right? And Anthony Davis did play 62 games that year. They're the ones who brought up Anthony Davis. That's why you guys. They're the ones who brought up Anthony Davis. When JaVale McGee was the starter of that team, because they brought up Anthony Davis. They're upset that Anthony Davis is not on the roster. Exactly, and he wasn't playing. Exactly, but they think he's gonna win. They think they're gonna win because of Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis does not make Lakers a better team.
Man. Anthony Davis wasn't playing, man.
They got shellacked because of their offense, not because of their defense.
Yeah,
I got it, but it wasn't because of their defense.
They got scored in 21 without AD.
What the GOAT do? Huh? What your GOAT do? Now, ain't your channel called GOAT James King?
My GOAT did something.
The GOAT getting beat up, man. The GOAT is the GOAT.
No, it will only get beat up. The GOAT was averaging 26. Listen, you're going to ask me a question while you're going to let me answer it. The GOAT was out here doing stuff that your GOAT could never do. My GOAT was out here doing stuff that only Larry Bird, and he was the only other player to ever do this. To average 26 points per game, to average 9 rebounds, average over 5 assists per game, over 2 steals, and damn near 2 blocks.
Ain't nothing in the fourth quarter.
The man ain't
never
playing.
that. And yes, he did that. He had the most points in the fourth quarter. He had the most points in LA's fourth quarter. So if he didn't score in the fourth quarter, nobody did. That's facts.
I saw him go down, man. I saw him go down 4-1.
And I saw your boy go down too. I saw your boy go down all the time. Your GOAT got swept in the first round.
I saw your boy get swept.
No, Jordan had 6. Jordan got 6 rings, man.
That's fine.
What happened in the 80s?
That's fine. My boy got 4.
I ain't never seen
what happened in the 80s.
My boy had 4.
I ain't never seen Jordan.
What happened in the 80s?
Hold it, bro.
What happened in the 2000s for
You got to
LeBron?
be honest about this. I ain't see Jordan lose.
What happened in 2002 and 2003? What happened in 2002 and 2003?
Finals, but he lost before that, and that's why he didn't go to the finals as much as my boy did. That's facts.
Because he wasn't in the easy conference with a super team.
What happened in 03?
No conference is easier than a conference that has a 30-win
team. If you got 10
team.
championship fights and you get knocked out in 6 of them, if that's your flavor, I can't dispute that.
If your flavor ain't getting to the playoffs,
and guess what? You have to be a contender to be a part of a championship title bout. Not anybody gets a chance to be a part of a title bout. You got to work.
The Lakers were contenders this year.
That's the fact.
The Lakers were contenders this year. They were 4th best.
If you got 10 title bouts on your resume, that's good. Than having 6. That means you weren't good enough to get.
But how you reconcile them knockouts, though? How you reconcile them knockouts?
How you gonna reconcile that knockout in 95?
I got a knockout too in every era that I played in all the time. I'm the most. I got it the best.
No, you ain't got no knockouts. You get some decisions.
It seems like you glorify losing, man.
No, you glorify losing. You glorify losing.
You praise the nigga that lost in the first round.
Nobody's talking about.
He just lost 3 times.
Oh wait, guys. Hey guys, I got this. Nobody is talking
for a minute, brother.
No, it's no hold nothing, Wally. Nobody's talking about losing, but you. You're the only one here talking about losing and avoiding the fact that the guy that you like was a loser as well. Until he had Scottie Pippen. So don't come here talking about losers.
No, he won 6
championships.
Loser.
It doesn't matter. 6 championships is
not the most.
It's not the most.
Scottie Pippen came to average 9 points a game.
Jordan was 6-0 in the finals.
Nigga, you talking about 2 years? His first 2 years.
I don't care what Joe was in the finals. Jordan has 5
Oh,
losing seasons.
you want to erase that? Or you want to act like
Erase
that ain't
what?
happened? Okay, I
Nobody
know
erased
it's
nothing.
painful.
No,
I
it's
know it's
not
painful
painful.
for you
It
to
doesn't make
accept it.
Jordan better.
I know it's
because
painful
somebody's
for you to
8-0.
accept it.
Somebody's 8-0. You don't accept that.
Whether you
don't have to accept
recognize
6-0.
it or not,
No,
whether
I
you
don't
recognize it or
I
not,
don't
it still
recognize it.
happened.
It means nothing. Exactly. It means nothing because 8-0 happened. You don't recognize that?
Okay,
What
but
8-0
Hondo,
happened.
hold on. Hondo had a
was
68 win team, didn't make the finals.
Who was
Hondo
8-0?
won 68 games in 73, didn't make the finals.
Who was 8-0?
He didn't lose in the finals, did he? He didn't lose in the
But
finals.
he lost in the conference finals to an inferior Knicks team.
And so did Jordan. Jordan lost in the Eastern Conference Finals to an inferior Detroit team.
No, Detroit wasn't inferior. Come on now.
They were inferior. They were inferior.
Detroit was inferior?
Yes, they were inferior.
Nah, man, them people
Didn't Scotty score 2 points in game 7?
There you go, blaming Scotty. There you go, blaming Scotty.
Oh, but wait. You blame AD? You blame AD? You blame Wade? You blame Kyrie? You blame Love?
I'm not blaming Kyrie. I'm not blaming. I told you LeBron James wins every time he has the best team. And he does. Every time LeBron James has the best team.
Y'all do this. Y'all
Hey,
do
wait,
this.
no. Whoa. You gotta let me show. You gotta get caught. I don't do shit. What I do is what I do every Friday night. You don't tell me what I do, nigga, because everybody's here to see what I do, nigga. I told you this. When LeBron has the best team, he wins, nigga, every time he has the best team. LeBron,
that's a big fat lie.
That's
the biggest lie ever
James
told.
Not,
you need to
guys,
go put your whole head in the toilet. Go put your head in the toilet.
You just said Minnesota was better than the Lakers, bro.
Oh, I knew they were better. But
that means the Lakers didn't have the best team to win a championship. Again,
they weren't better than Boston or
They had
OKC. So what is he talking about?
Again,
they had home court advantage, and they were the 4th favorite team to win.
You're not going
to cut not
me
the best.
That's not what we're talking about. And when he has the best team in the league, when LeBron has the best team in the league, he wins the championship. That's facts. And he had it 3 times. He had it in 2020, he had it in 2013, and he had it in 2012. So every time LeBron James has the best team, he wins a championship.
Moving the goalpost.
I did
but
say
I thought you said they was going to be on Crenshaw or something.
So what? So what? I said that. I at least I have the balls to say that. That's real man shit. I can talk about basketball.
But I thought you said they was going to be on Crenshaw.
They was supposed to be on Crenshaw if JJ Redick didn't fuck it up.
Oh, they were supposed to be.
They were supposed to be.
I thought you said they was going to go, though. So wait, hold up, man.
Wait.
I know who didn't have a parade. The Wizards in 02 and 03.
Y'all got to shut the fuck up. Again, when have I ever told you guys the Lakers had the best team in 2025? Can any one of you say that? Can anybody here say that Ajani said the Lakers had the best team? Can anybody explain that to you?
You said it was going to be a parade on Crenshaw.
I know that. And I thought they were going to win the championship predicated on their offense being the best offense in basketball, which their offense wasn't. That's the facts.
So you don't know what you're talking about then.
I do know what I'm talking about. The Lakers were good enough to win a championship.
But what happened to the parade on Crenshaw, bro?
They lost. That's what happened. The same way Jordan lost when he was supposed to win in 88. When he was supposed to win in 89.
But you said it was going to be a parade on Crenshaw.
When he was supposed to win in 1999.
You said it was going to be a parade. What happened to the parade, man?
They lost.
Okay.
Anthony Edwards had the parade by himself.
What parade?
Anthony Edwards he say Ant-Man, Batman, Robin, and whoever else. I heard what he said right there in LA. He say Ant-Man, Batman, Robin, and Superman. Hey, the Lakers gone in 5.
He said that after the game. He said that after they won. That's right. He can say that they won.
From a parade to one playoff win.
Can't make this shit up, man.
One playoff win.
What parade? What parade they have? There's no parade. Minnesota's not having no parade.
No, he was having a one-man parade.
You Zesty Jeffries.
Hey, man, the Timberwolves. Hey, let me tell you.
Nobody's having a parade but you, Zesty Jeffries. You guys act like the Timberwolves won the championship. No,
Minnesota can win, bro.
Minnesota can't win shit. Y'all never believed in Minnesota. Minnesota was one game away from being a play-in team. Fuck are y'all talking about?
They got a chance to win.
All y'all said OKC and the Warriors and Denver because that's who y'all think could beat the Lakers. Y'all did not think Anthony Edwards had it in him to beat the Lakers. You guys did not expect it to happen. You liars.
They got a chance to win. I know. I'm going to say that right now. They got a chance to win.
Every team that's in the playoffs has a
Nah,
chance.
some teams ain't got a chance. Houston don't have a chance. Houston,
But Minnesota
they're
does.
not gonna win nothing, but they still playing.
Nah, yo, hey Johnny, you know what's funny? Now people all of a sudden are gonna wake up to the Wolves, and it's funny because the Wolves are literally built to win the chip. Like they have the roster to win the chip. They match up well with everybody left in the playoffs. Nobody was on that wagon before they beat the Lakers. They got to stop the cap.
I said all along the Wolves
That's
gonna
what
be
I
fine.
just said. Whoever said that.
That's a lie.
When the Wolves
Timberwolves
around
can win.
500, they were under 500. I said they were gonna be fine.
Listen, we did not know the Wolves were going to face the Warriors until the end of the season. I mean, the Lakers. None of y'all had the Wolves. Nobody had them. Even Edwards was saying it. They were all saying Lakers in 5, Lakers in 5. The only people who were saying the Lakers were going to lose was S.C. Jeffries, and they were saying it predicated on the Lakers' defense. And you were wrong. They didn't lose because of their defense. You only saying, again, it's very easy to say because y'all said the Lakers were going to lose to Denver. They were going to lose to OKC. They were going to lose to Boston. They were going to lose to New York. Y'all kept saying all these shit that was going to happen. They were going to crumble. They jumped from being the 6th or 7th seed to the 3rd seed after all of this. They got better defensively. All of this happened. The Lakers became a better team. But in 5 games, y'all act like y'all created some whole prophecy. Y'all are liars. And that's just the facts. Y'all are liars. And now
I
you want to act like
I don't follow nothing that you were saying. I must have missed it. I didn't know what you was talking about.
That's
because
fine.
I saw them.
I just dropped my video in the private chat.
They almost got.
I just dropped my preview in the private chat. Anybody want to see? That's what I had to say.
Wait, no, we do got to give Ant-Man and the Wolves some credit though, because he's slowly but surely building up one hell of a playoff resume. And this playoffs, Ant-Man and them Wolves got every chance in the book to win the chip. They're built perfectly to win the chip.
They got to play better. I'll tell you that much.
That is a fact. Whoever said that, that is a fact.
That they won a game
Ant-Man is
yesterday with
coming
Anthony
into his own.
Edwards. They won a game yesterday when Anthony Edwards scored 15 points, ladies and gentlemen, and shot horribly. They play good as a team versus the
Anthony with Ant-Man, he coming into his own, bro.
He been his own. Y'all don't watch Anthony. I've been telling people about Anthony Edwards. Y'all don't watch basketball. That's why y'all wait to the playoffs.
They don't.
They don't.
I said the whole year that Minnesota was going to be fine.
Lies.
I did. I said it. I said it multiple places. See, that's the thing. I'm 10 toes down. That's the name of my podcast. And I don't change. I don't fly with the wind. I said Minnesota's going to be fine. They play defense. They were just struggling with the trade. They were going to be fine. They were going to win about 50 games. I said this way early in the season when they was tolling 500. I said it.
Hey, let me say something to you, brother. Let me say something to you. You know why Minnesota going to be why they going to be a factor? They have a center. He may not be real. He's not a great center, but he's good enough. A center nonetheless, and he's a presence around that damn rim. I'm trying to see. You got to understand basketball when you're talking about who can win a championship and who can't. That tall guy, he may
Wally,
not
who's
be
winning
great.
it this year? Who's winning it this year, Wally? Who's winning it this year?
Well, if I had to honestly say it, they done pissed off. I would like to see Minnesota win it for the old guy. I think his name is Conley. I would like to see them win it for him. But if I'm being totally honest, and we talking basketball, right? They can't beat them. They can't beat the Celtics. They done pissed them 2 boys off. They offended the brother that they didn't put on the Olympics teams. And then when the other guy was on the Olympic team, they cold-blooded dissed him and set him on the end of the bench during the Olympics this past summer. Man, them boys on some get back. I know how that goes. Here again, I know how that goes because I played. That part.
Johnny.
That means nothing. But go ahead, Olo.
The Celtics. If you got you got some good money, put your money down on the Celtics. You're gonna get paid. The man asked me a question. I don't come up here and give y'all
Picking the defending champs is
This
very easy. It's a low hanging fruit. That's easy. That's not no knowledge. You telling us Boston's gonna win because of what happened during the Olympics is not
No,
basketball.
you missed what I said. I said that Boston is going to win. Listen to what I'm saying, brother. Boston is going to win because they offended one of their star players. I think he was an MVP last year. They offended that brother, and they took his teammate, the tall, light-skinned boy with the beard, and stuck him on the end of the Olympic bench.
I'm still waiting on the basketball breakdown of why the Celtics is going to win the championship.
Exactly.
Because they play defense, they have perimeter shooting, and they have a tall white boy, a Caucasian, I forget his name, and he's a sneaky peek rim protector. I don't know what his name is. I know he's just tall. He's
Kristaps Porzingis.
What's his name?
Porzingis.
That's him. That's the guy. That's the guy we're talking about. They got a tall guy that's a presence. You don't need no super bad guy around the rim. You need a presence.
Wally, there's four teams in the NBA.
Listen, brother.
Wally, Wally, Wally. There's 4 teams in the NBA playoffs right now that resemble that same exact characteristic.
Nah, but let me tell you what the secret weapon is. Let me tell you the secret weapon is, John. I'm trying to help you. You just don't want to listen. You must not have been a good student. You must not have been a good student because you don't want to listen to the professor. Let me tell you what the real deal is with the Celtics. Now, I already told you about them 2 boys that they offended. They gonna go to work. But guess what they got? They got a super bad floor general. And he flies under the radar. Don't nobody really talk about him. I don't know his name, but he got plaques. So I don't describe him because I don't know him. Like, I know who he is. He was on the Olympic team.
Holiday. Drew Holiday, the defender.
Hold on one second. Yo, hey, Drew Holiday. That's the boy that's on Olympics, right?
Drew Holiday. All 3 brothers made the NBA.
Yeah, Drew Holiday. That's his name. Drew Holiday. I think he played a point guard or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
Drew Holiday. Yeah, UCLA. He played it with Russell Westbrook.
Watch this. Drew Holiday is a solid on-ball defender and off-ball defender. Now, that's basketball talk, but you probably don't know what an on-ball defender is and the strength of that, and you probably don't know what an off-ball defender is. Drew Holiday is a critical piece to the puzzle because he's a floor general as well. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you, Ajani? You don't know no basketball, man. I done already told you.
All right, since you done, are you done? Are you done? So I can
Well, you asked me, and look, you see how silent you got because I'm talking basketball.
I can't. Hold on, I'm not silent. You're not letting me.
He's letting you talk.
I am not silent. You niggas could never shut me up because you just said a bunch of nonsense. Okay, see, got the same shit. Cleveland Cavaliers got the same shit.
The Pacers,
they got a rim protector. They got 3-point shooting. They got a floor general that doing the same stuff. They got 2 bad dudes who got something to prove.
That's on the west side, right?
You just
no, the east side.
You're talking about the west.
It doesn't matter what side it is.
The east
We're
side.
talking about championship teams.
Yeah, he's talking about the west
Cleveland's
side.
on the east side.
So what he's saying is
Cleveland's on the east
really
side.
Not disputing what I'm saying. What he's saying is
yes, I am.
That
I am disputing what you're saying. I am disputing what you're saying. I'm telling you that Boston is not nothing special.
I don't want to let you off the hook.
It's an easy fruit. It's an easy fruit because you can say, well, they're the defending champions because you already got a resume to go behind.
I'm not saying that's because they're the defending champions.
You want to say?
I said that. That's not why I said that. I said because they offended the brother that they kept off the Olympic team, and they offended the brother that they set on the end of the bench during the Olympics.
And that's not going to help them. That's not going to help them in the NBA Finals. They got nothing to do with NBA Finals. What does that got to do with NBA Finals?
You don't think they can win
nothing.
You don't think Boston can win
I'm telling you that has nothing to do with them winning.
Do you think they can win it?
I don't think that has nothing to do with them winning it or not. I don't think Boston is going to win it. No.
You want to put a wager on it?
No, because I'm not a gambler. I'm not a Zesty Jeffrey. I don't just gamble to just gamble, bro. I can be wrong.
That's a fair dance.
I'm not. It's not. You can be wrong. You can be wrong. When you're wrong, what you gonna do? You're gonna send me $100, and you're still gonna complain about how you thought this and thought that.
If we make a
$100,
gentleman's bet, if we make a
gentleman's bet for what? A gentleman's bet for what?
If we make a
You've been wrong. You've been wrong.
If we
All right, let me ask you this.
bet,
Oh wait, let me ask you this. Oh wait, let me ask you this.
Man,
Did you?
Hey man, you know I know how to get on the plane, right?
Get on the plane to go do what? What you gonna get on the plane
to bring
for?
you your cash.
I don't want
to bring you your cash. And then I'll really be able to see if you can play some basketball.
Wow.
See, if I got on a plane and bought you your cash, you know the first damn thing. I said, man, where they play basketball at over here, man? You know what I'm saying?
Yo, let me talk to Ajani, bro. I ain't talked to Ajani in like since before the fucking series was over with the Lakers and shit.
He ain't nobody to talk to, man. He don't know basketball.
Hold on, wait, Wally, you gotta stop. I got Wally. I got Goat James Kingdom members up here that are very patient. They actually pay.
Include Olo.
So they're being very patient because we like your knowledge, Wally. But you gotta let people speak, bro. Y'all can't sit, especially me. When it's my turn to speak, especially when you challenge my knowledge and you keep saying my shoulders. I got a plaque here that says I'm the best rebounder. You ain't got nothing.
Your shoulders too close together. No basketball, man. I ain't never seen no basketball player look like you.
It doesn't matter.
Man. I don't mean to be offensive. I don't mean to be offensive, but I ain't never seen no rebounding
in the 80s
that got their shoulders close together like yours.
In the 80s.
I ain't never seen that, man. I ain't trying to be honest. If anybody that can hear me talking, if y'all disagree with me, please correct me. Have y'all ever seen a guy rebound with shoulders this close together like Ajani's?
Have you ever seen Wally show you a plaque that said he was the best shooter, best rebounder, best anything? Have we seen anything like that?
You can look it up, man.
I did look it up. You shot 38% from the field in your senior year.
They was checking the hell out of me, man. I could barely get a shot off, man. They was checking the hell out of me, Joe. When we played teams, their sole purpose was to stop my black hand pots. That was their objective. I had power forwards cracking me.
Oh my God!
I go through the lane.
He played in the conference with the #1 pick, not Purvis Ellison.
My fault. Man, don't say my fault, nigga. You know what you got coming. You crack me out. You got one coming. Don't worry about it. It's part of it. Go with the territory.
He was boxing up Purvis.
And y'all was 9 games below 500.
Yeah.
Yo, hold on, Wally. Let me get a word in here, Wally.
Well, I got to put you to the background because you're not going to let nobody speak. Go ahead, West Coast, so we can let some folks speak. Go ahead, brothers. We had
it's been a minute since I talked to you, bro. Like, I ain't talked to you since before the series was over and all this kind of good stuff. I do want to say a few things, bro. Like, I can't really blame Bron too damn much for how this shit ended up playing out. I honestly would probably blame like JJ Redick and Luka more. Probably JJ Redick the most because he's the one who oversees the whole damn team, how many minutes get played, rotations, all that good stuff, right? In my opinion, there was too many minutes given to Gabe Vincent. He was way too inconsistent. Like some of the rotations and lineups were just crazy, just either bad or questionable at the least. And the way things played out and the way things are right now, I'll probably tell y'all right now, I would put money on the Wolves to win it all, man. The Wolves are matched up to go toe-to-toe, if not put the brakes on anybody left in the West, and they could match up well with anybody left in the East. They're deep. They got multiple bigs they can throw at you. Their bigs can shoot. That was a question or a concern that many in the media had, and that's why none of them picked the Wolves, was because of Julius Randle and Rudy Gobert. And in the playoffs, Julius Randle would always like play subpar, or he wouldn't play up to the standard they thought he would. And this postseason he is. And Rudy Gobert is a perfect matchup defensively against to throw at Jokic, to throw at small ass Chet Holmgren, to throw at potentially Zubac if the Clippers end up moving past the Nuggets. And of course, the Warriors or the Rockets. Them boys are not ready for no fucking Rudy Gobert, Julius Randle, and Naz Reid, man. The Wolves are the team to watch out for, and nobody had an eye on them before that series. So if that series didn't wake you up, you better wake up now. That's what I think about the Wolves.
Talking about the Warriors, they're losing right now 110 to 95 with 2:30 left to go in the fourth quarter. Stephen Curry has 29 points. Jimmy Butler got 27 points. But it looks like the Rockets are going to push a game 7 on their home floor with Van Vliet having 27 points and killing it. Sengun got 20 and 14. He's having a great game. Thompson is playing well as well. He got 7 rebounds, 14 points. The Rockets look like they're about to push this to a game 7. Can Stephen Curry cough up another 3-1 lead?
He is.
Wow.
And look, West Coast. I want you to vouch for me because Lamont tried to say I lied about my takes, West Coast, about my takes about what was going to happen with the Lakers, how teams were going to end up game planning for them and make it difficult for them, and also my pick of saying that the Cavs winning the NBA title. So West Coast, did I say those things on numerous occasions on whatever platform I'm on, West Coast?
No, Herm did. Herm did harp on the fact that he does believe in Cleveland. That's the team that he got picked out. And well, Herm did say that he did feel the league, or I guess the better teams, would make the adjustment, which would be the playoff teams or whatnot. Somebody got major background noise.
So Lamont, that's me. But Lamont, you shut your bitch ass up, nigga, capping ass nigga.
Oh man.
Yo, okay, Olo, I know you've been wanting to say some stuff as well. Olo, here go Lamont. Here's Lamont's in the building.
Let Lamont go. Let Lamont go, Johnny. Let Lamont go.
No, yeah, I'll be back, y'all. I'm gonna be on YouTube just listening in. But yeah, I just needed to get that in real quick. But I'll be back if I get another chance.
What Herm just said,
Johnny, get the popcorn ready.
Is what you can say about any team that loses in the playoffs. Everybody talks about the Lakers. So everybody was literally coming up with their own game plan as to how the Lakers would lose. And when the Lakers lost, they would run around trying to say, oh, my game plan was right. No, like, you're not doing anything special. And nobody.
Hey, don't downplay it now, nigga. You said I didn't say none of this shit, nigga. So
you didn't say none of this. When did I say? When did you say this?
With your dumb
when did you say it?
That you've been spreading around you.
When did you say this, Herm? Where did you say this at?
You gotta learn how to admit that you didn't know what the fuck you was talking about. That you was wrong.
When did you say all this?
Basketball. You just need to shut the hell up and admit that, nigga. Just admit it, nigga. You was wrong.
Okay, so when did you say this, Herm?
Talking about? Just admit it, nigga. That's all you gotta do. Admit.
When did you say it?
You was right. You told us to take one game at a time. I didn't listen, and I was a capping motherfucker. I was co-signing this.
Herm, you just ranting right now, so you don't have to answer the obvious question. When did you say all this? Because you didn't say it to me. You didn't come on FYF and say it. You didn't say it to Ajani. You just coming up here saying you said a whole bunch of stuff that nobody knows. That's all you do.
That's all your punk ass got is the mute a nigga. That's all your punk ass can do.
I just asked you a very clear question. I just want you to answer the question.
Nigga, you easy work.
Can you answer the question, Herm?
You my son, Lamont. You my son, Lamont.
Can you answer the question, Herm? Herm, answer the question. On what platform did you say all of this stuff? Where was you at?
Nigga, you my son, nigga.
Okay, so Herm, answer the question. You making all this up as you go. You're just saying this because the Lakers lost.
You easy work, bum. You easy work.
When did you say all of this? Where can we go find you saying this? King Rowe said he had a video. We can go fact check King Rowe because he dropped his video. Where's your links?
Yeah, don't keep muting me, nigga. You easy.
Where they ain't Herm because you just yelling.
Don't duck the smoke, nigga. Don't duck the smoke, nigga.
When did you? Where did you? Where can we fact check you?
Don't duck the smoke, nigga.
Herm, just tell me if I'll accept the fact. I accept the fact that I might be wrong. Tell me where I can go find this.
Hey, go on, do it, nigga. You going to kick me off this motherfucker, boy.
Herm, where can I find it?
You my son, nigga. Just know
okay,
that you
Herm, where can I find this?
Your capping ass were wrong.
Wrong about what? Hold on, wrong about what?
You been wrong about everything you been saying.
Hold on, Herm.
You don't know shit about basketball.
Where can we find all of this, Herm?
This motherfucker, nigga, because that's what you gonna have to do.
Herm, where can we find this? I just want to know where can I find it.
You easy work,
Okay,
bro.
Herm,
If you
you
gonna
right.
keep muting me, I'll let you have it. I'll just come off and just be in the chat. So you gonna kick
Can
me
you
off
answer the
again? I'll
question?
just be in the chat. You easy work,
What you
son.
mean? I never kicked
You
you
easy
off.
work, son.
Okay. Now, Herm, when did you say this? That's all I want to know. He left on his own. That's what I mean. Come on, Herm. Come on, Herm. All they do, he
Damn.
left on his own. All they do is what they do is they wait for the Lakers to lose and they pretend like
They
they
talk shit.
predicted it.
Yeah,
That's
and they
all
can't,
they do.
and none of them could predict this because nobody expected the Lakers to face the Wolves. So that means you had to have thought as of game one or before game one that the Lakers were going to lose to the Wolves and give a strategy. They never gave us a strategy, Lamont. Everybody's been saying the same shit. It's Austin Reeves and Luka are bad defensively, and that's why. And the Lakers have no rim protection, but that's not why the Lakers lost. So
That's
they're not even
why they lost.
Exactly. So they're not even explaining how the Lakers lost. It's very predictable to predict that one team will lose. That's very easy to do.
No, what happens is like so. Herm said his team is the Cavs. First of all, Herm never picked the Cavs. One, because no one knows when Herm. What Herm will do is he will wait as long as possible, just like Wally did, to try to identify the team that's playing the best basketball. He sees that the Knicks won now, so that makes the Celtics' path a little bit harder. He saw how Cleveland dominated in the first round, and he basically he's going to parade around saying that Cleveland's going to win it. He's just front running with the best team, just like Wally. It's easy to say that Boston's going to win it because Boston is clearly the best team. The hard thing to do is to go with the unpopular pick and then to put basketball behind it. You see that none of them are willing to go with, they're not willing to talk to you about how OKC can overcome their inexperience and youth and maybe get the win. They're not willing to talk to you about none of the other teams that can make a run because you actually have to talk basketball.
They can't break down the team they don't watch.
Wally said,
technically, Lamont, none of these teams are young. Like, we have to get out of this idea that any of these teams are young. OKC, this guy's was drafted in 2019. These guys have been in the league 5-6 years. They're not young anymore. They prepared to play and win. But go ahead. I'm sorry, Lamont. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're right. I'm just saying it's just like I went through this same song last year when the Lakers lost. Like even when the Lakers lost in the Western Conference Finals against Denver, people waited round after round after round. They didn't think they would didn't think they would win the first round. They didn't think because people were picking like people like Herm picked Memphis. He didn't say Memphis. He didn't say LA would beat Memphis. He picked Memphis. Then when they faced Golden State in the next round, he picked Golden State. He was wrong. Then when they faced Denver the next round, he said, I got Denver. And I'm riding with the Nazis and I'm taking Denver. And he was finally right. And then he just paraded around like his pick was right. He was like, yeah, I was right. But bro, you was wrong. You're right until you're wrong. He will pick the loss until the loss happens. And he will and because nobody cares when his picks are wrong because he don't have a channel, he don't have a platform, he don't really have a voice. Nobody cares about his picks. That's why we don't know what his picks are. He can always be wrong. He can always be wrong and nobody will care. But when he's right, he'll run around and try to parade around here as if he's been right the whole time. And it's just like, Herm, when did you say this stuff? If you going on TV after dark at 12 in the morning and you saying it over there, how we supposed to know? You saying it like he didn't come to FYF and say this. He took a long hiatus away from FYF Sports. I ain't seen him around Go James Kingdom channel. So the thing is, if he said it, kudos to him for making.
Man, Lamont, man, you trying to damn play because your ass.
All I asked you, Herm, is when did you say this? That's all I asked.
Stop trying to find the next big controversy to hang your nuts on, nigga.
I just asked you when you said this, Herm.
What the hell you talking about? You need to learn the game, and like I said, so
Herm, just tell us when you said this. That's it. That's it. Just tell us when you said it.
It must be on Discord.
I said the NBA gonna get the biggest middle finger to LeBron.
That's all I want to know.
Nigga. And I said the Cleveland Cavaliers gonna win the NBA.
When did you say this?
Month, nigga. And West
when
Coast
did you say
came
this?
on here, which is a LeBron James fan, came on this motherfucker and said that I said everything that.
Hold on, Herm, you didn't come on FYF and said you're lying.
I did.
You did not come on my channel and say
I did.
When did you say this?
And you don't know shit. Everything you say ain't damn true. The breakdowns that you made ain't made no motherfucking sense. Like I told you,
Hold on,
it was gonna make sense in the first.
Tell me my breakdown.
I've been
What's my
told you
breakdown?
what's up.
The
That your
ticket
capping
TV
ass tried to
soldiers that
roll
don't
the
let people
coattails
talk.
of hoping that you was right,
Johnny, the
hoping
ticket
that hell
TV
that you
soldiers that don't
control
let people
niggas,
talk.
and hoping that you can ride the way.
Oh, I guarantee
Look.
I guarantee if I get on Ticket TV, they're not gonna let me talk. I guarantee you.
No, her strategy is to talk enough to just annoy you into not talking. That's what they do on Ticket TV. He basically says, how no, because remember, I'm asking him a very simple question. We asked King Rowe, when did you say this? King Rowe said, fuck it, I got the link. I respect that. We asked her, when did you say this? He said, this motherfucker said a month ago. What is that supposed to mean? What the fuck?
Said it last Saturday too. You wouldn't let me talk.
No, King Rowe. I said, drop the link. I don't even know your channel still, King Rowe. You haven't even, given me your channel.
And I was on your channel last Saturday. My channel just getting started. I'm not big like you guys.
I literally just gave you props. I said, if you dropped the video to show that if you had this futuristic take, which obviously it's still hard for me to even respect the take of you just predicting the loss, right? Because at the end of the day, who cares if you predict the loss and you are wrong? You're just going to proceed to the next series and predict the loss again, hoping that you win that one, right? Nope, you're not going to run around saying, damn, y'all, man, my prediction was wrong, man. Y'all were right. You would never come on Johnny show and talk about, hey, Johnny was right.
Homie, I made all 8 predictions. I was wrong on 2 of them, and I can admit I was wrong on 2 of them.
Let me ask you this question then. Since you got it all figured out, who's the champion and how much money you willing to bet on it? And I want to see your bet slip on MVM.
Can I make a speech? I think it's wide open. I really think it's wide open.
Why you gotta have a speech? Why every time we ask this question, you gotta have a long speech? Just give me your pick.
Because I think it's wide open. I think anybody.
Wait. King, see, that's what I'm saying. I don't accept that. That's why I don't accept, because I would rather you. No, wait, Ro. If you say you stand 10 toes down, you need to say the Knicks. That's my point. You see what I'm saying?
But I'm being objective. Of course, my heart say the Knicks.
Why be objective? There's a basketball.
I'm not going to analyze with my heart.
Wait. You've been watching the Knicks play for 82 games. You tell me you can't give us a basketball reason to why the New York Knicks, as good as they are, can win the NBA championship?
I give you a reason why we can, and I give you a reason why we can't. We play stupid ass basketball. We got the talent to play with anybody.
Why you can?
The reason why we can is because we got the best starting 5 in the league. The reason why we can't is Tom Thibodeau and his archaic offense.
Nobody cares why you can't.
But wait,
nobody cares about why you
basketball. That's not basketball. You saying you have the best starting 5? It's not really basketball. Explain to us what the Knicks do.
When that 5 is unlocked. See, look. Right now, okay. If you ask me, I'm gonna say OKC. That's my pick. I'm gonna say OKC. That's my pick. With my head, with my heart, of course, I'm gonna say the Knicks.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna give you a favor. I'm gonna help you out. You know, sadly, I watch the Knicks because my wife watches the Knicks.
Of course, I know she does.
To be honest with you, the Knicks play solid defense. They play no mistake basketball. They play solid defense and no mistake basketball. What they rely on is their defense to keep them in the game, so that when they get into that fourth quarter, they use Jalen Brunson, because that's why he's the most clutch player in the league. So what they do is they play no mistake basketball, which they play a lot of pick and roll with Jalen Brunson. They move the ball, they get wide open shots, and when they want to get one-on-ones with either with OG, they can get it with Mikal, and they can get it with Cat. So they use those guys to get their offense going, but they play mistake-free basketball. We all know Thibodeau does not like mistakes. So as long as they stay mistake-free basketball, they will be in the game in the clutch time of the game, and that's when they let Brunson take over games. And that's how the Knicks can win. Now, again, it is a problem. There's a way to stop it, because if you shut down Brunson, or if you play them well for 3 games, it's hard for Brunson to come back. But
we also play a slow pace.
No, but exactly
too slow a pace.
But that's good basketball for the playoffs. That's going to help the Knicks. That's why you have to say you have to start talking about, well, if they face Boston, we're going to need to rebound well, because you got the defenders. You got the defenders to keep Jason Tatum and Jason Tatum in check, right?
Yes.
So Jaylen Brown.
What OG did in Cade, yeah.
So obviously there is a strategy. Now, if I'm right, the Knicks win. But if I'm wrong, that means somebody else did something. Exactly. But at least have some balls and say that that's what they could do to win. Because
I said that. See, again, go on. If you look at I'm just getting started. I got the production value.
Yeah, you can see the feet already. You think Boston's better because they're gonna go out here and do something to your team that you don't have no faith.
Well, no. I do have faith, because
these are not real fans, Ajani, because real fans will have their take, even if it could potentially be wrong, and they're going to cheer for their team all the way till they fall. That's the
Like
funny thing
Knicks,
about it.
like
This
real
is why
Knicks
y'all
fans.
not real fans.
Bro,
Because
well,
I
how can
promise
I
you,
not be a
Johnny,
real fan?
we can bring your wife up here, and your wife would have a better response. I promise you, the way your wife is a fan of the Knicks, I bet she gonna ride with the Knicks. I bet she ain't gonna just concede
Oh
that the
man, see,
Celtics gonna
y'all
win.
dismiss
Yo,
people.
so
Y'all
King
don't
Rowe,
even let
She's
them.
y'all,
gonna have
It's
her
so good.
worries. She's gonna have her worries, but my wife does not sit here and think there's no way the Knicks could win. She, in her mind,
thank you.
And I didn't say the Knicks. There's no way the Knicks can win. I said, when what's the name asked when questioned me, I said how we could win is this way. We have to play our A game, and if we play our A game, this
he
will
asked
definitely
you,
be a
What does
long
that
series.
mean?
No. He asked you who you have winning the championship. You says it's an open field, which means you can't believe your Knicks. You don't want to stand. It's very easy to say the open field. Of course, there's 8 teams left. It's over.
Okay. The Knicks are the fourth best team right now. The way we're playing with a fourth best team, and being based on that, that means we could conceivably win the championship. That's it.
Hey, Johnny,
I mean,
remember
Y'all
what?
can beat Boston if OG
Yeah, we
balls
can.
out. If OG balls
We
out,
play.
Boston's
We
in
played
trouble.
Boston
They don't
tough
have
the
an
last
answer for
4
OG.
years, except for this year.
They don't have an answer for OG. If OG balls
You're right.
out, they're in trouble. If OG
You're
steps
right.
up, they're in trouble because that's all you need is an OG game. And
The
the Lakers go to Boston and
My
win.
one problem is my coach don't want to play the bench. He buries guys on the bench, and kind of what JJ Redick is doing. He like Precious Achua should have got some minutes last night just to keep Karl Anthony Towns out of foul trouble. Notice Karl Anthony Towns fouled out, and we needed Brunson to bail us out, so we didn't go to Game 7. I'm being objective. I
That's
am
you talking
objective.
after the fact.
Okay,
Exactly.
but I've also said this before. I've been
What's
doing.
your prediction, man? Knicks and how many versus the Celtics? Knicks and how many?
Knicks are 7. Fuck it. Knicks are 7. Fuck. We're gonna go to the
Tell us why the Knicks gonna win in 7.
Thank you.
Why are we going to win in 7? Because one OG is going to step up. We're going to unlock Mikal Bridges. Brunson is going. I don't think nobody
That's
on
generalities.
Boston
Like I said, hey Johnny, they're gonna talk in generalities. They're not gonna get real
Okay.
basketball talk.
Oh, so I got to come up with X's and O's and schemes and shit.
Yeah.
Because that's how you win, nigga.
Bro, we're gonna play. I mean, we're gonna play solid lockdown defense on these guys. I mean, what do you like? Come on, you want all this generalities.
Yeah, no, because what you gotta understand is that you gotta let us explain. Boston's gonna shoot a lot of threes, right?
Of course.
So what the Knicks are gonna have to do is obviously run them off the 3-point line and hope that they miss some shots
And rebound.
Yeah, and there you go.
Us with and
exactly, and get on the boards, right? So that's going to be obviously an effort thing, which we know Thibodeau is going to make sure his team has. But on the offensive side, what they're going to do is that they're going to exploit Boston because, again, as good as y'all love Porzingis, he's going to have trouble with Karl Anthony Towns because, again, he's great when he can protect the rim, but now Karl Anthony Towns is out here shooting 3-pointers, which you have to guard. Karl Anthony Towns hitting 3-pointers from 30 feet is a problem. So if he starts hitting threes and starts opening up the floor for Jalen Brunson to attack the basket and get everybody else involved and get those cutters like Mikal and OG involved, the Knicks got a serious shot because this is not the regular season, so we can't count that they beat the Knicks 4 times. The Knicks know what they have to do to beat them. They just got to go out there and do it, and the Knicks can do it. And I can see the Knicks winning this series. Now, again, I'm not a Knicks fan, though. I do think Boston's going to win. But you're as a Knicks fan, you should have that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's the
point. That's the point.
See,
That's
look,
all it is.
This is playoff basketball. Anything can happen. Like an injury can, a certain injury can change. Obviously the wind came out of Milwaukee's sail. I picked Milwaukee over what's the name, right? When the wind went out of their sails. Same thing happened to Memphis, right? Ja got hurt. They blew a 29 lead. The wind went out of their sails with a key injury. So anything can happen in play. Like somebody you don't expect can just go get hot. This is playoff basketball.
We're not asking you to predict the unpredictable. That's the point.
I get it. But like I said, you see this. When you look at the regular season, you see teams might be flying in off a road trip. But this in the playoffs is different because you see the same team over and over again. Y'all flying to each other's city. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all, and adjustments are going to be made. So anything can happen. I don't, if one team is way more talented, like Boston is not way more talented than the Knicks, but Boston is more locked in, and their game plan right now is more smoother than the Knicks. Same thing with Cleveland. So when Herm picks Cleveland, I feel I agree with him. Cleveland is a locked in team. When I watch them play offensively, they're like a string. defensively like a string. They all do it together, and that's the difference between them and the Knicks, and that's the difference between them and other contenders. But I say that
I've never heard Herm say the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to win the NBA championship till tonight.
Thank you.
I've never heard. Today was my first time hearing him say it, but
maybe Casual has. Shout out to Casual who's in the building. Peace and blessings, brother. Have you heard Herman say the Cavs are going to win the championships, Casual?
Yeah, I'm not gonna be here too long because yeah, you know I ain't gonna be here too long, Johnny. But I just finished getting bullied in the fucking server, so I gotta come and save Herm ass once again. So you mind sharing my screen real quick?
Sure, put it. I don't see
it. I got
Yeah.
you. Give me 1 second. Screen, boom.
There we go. Casual screen. There we go.
Okay, so if you see here, this is a bracket that we made in Take Debates. I can share my screen to show proof, but long story short, April 14th, 2025 at 7:40 p.m., me and Sturdy came up with a bracket on Bracketology for everybody to put in their predictions for the playoffs. Let me go to Herm's. Herm had Minnesota beating the Los Angeles Lakers in 7. They did it in 5. And he has the Cleveland Cavaliers winning in 7. So just wanted to clarify that.
So there you go. Herm was out here saying the Cavaliers were going to win, and he did that predicated on a bracket that I did see the bracket that y'all were doing. Shout out to y'all.
Hey,
That was,
you ain't got no red
that was
cape
on Discord.
on. If you're gonna be Superman, where your red cape at?
Hey, I ain't put on no. Hey, look.
And again, I dropped my link in the top private chat to my video about Lakers.
We about to listen to your video. You said about 3 minutes in, right?
SB, you know I'll be out here saving hoes, man.
Yeah, it's only
14.
But hey, no, I'm gonna be honest with you, Cass. I've never heard Herm say this. I've never heard Herm say any of the stuff that he said today as far as the Cavaliers winning. I didn't know he had the Minnesota winning this series. I didn't know he did say that. He did say, listen, don't get too hype on the Lakers, that teams will start figuring them out. And when we were talking today about what they did, he didn't explain that part. So again, he was talking like a
Johnny,
quarterback.
he say that about the Lakers every year.
Johnny, it was off of pure propaganda. It was off of pure propaganda. I mean, again, he wanted Minnesota to beat the Lakers so he could talk shit about Bron, and he wanted Cleveland to win so that he could say that Cleveland won a championship while LeBron wasn't on the team. So like it was propaganda, but he said it before the playoffs.
But no, really,
because he said 7 games.
Yeah, he said he was gonna take 7. He thought it was gonna take 7.
Yeah, 7 games doesn't sound convincing. That's just you picking them. So, but go ahead. SB was good. Shout out to SB again.
Go ahead. Family. No, I honestly think it was JJ Redick's fault why they really lost. I think as much BS that he was talking about all these other coaches, he realized, and Lamont, you can understand this too because you're a coach. It's different from sitting back telling somebody how to coach, and then when you actually under that light and the pressure's on you, and the star player of the team come down, knock down a shot, and now the lights on you, the crowd going crazy, the players talking smack, and you got to make an adjustment. What's going on? Or you see a player that you never expect to actually go off like a Rudy Gobert, and you got to make a decision to be like, oh, I don't need to play this or this player, because JJ Redick has been on record dissing a lot of coaches about adjustments and everything, but he never been through the fire to actually be in the moment of it happening, and we seen that live during this series. Because I literally blame JJ because the game before this, when he played his starters the whole second half, that's a terrible way to go out, because you got a guy who's not in conditions coming off an injury, then you got a guy who's 40, and you got other people in the lineup who's not playing, and then when you don't put other guys in, you know you will lose guys. You won't lose a LeBron, you won't lose a Luka, but a Jackson Hayes or a Rui Hachimura, it could be a J.R. Smith. You don't play these guys a game, you might lose them during the series. Now you go to the next game, and then you see a Rudy Gobert that nobody respected in the league goes off. You got a 7-foot on the bench. You have to play him. But you know what you say? No, 7-footer who been playing all season, I'm going to play a dude who ain't played in months. The bench going to zone out on you as a coach. And you even know that, Lamont, if I'm wrong, you tell me I'm wrong. You know you still got to find ways.
You right. You right, but I just don't think that's where JJ messed up. I just think that JJ messed up because he started coaching with his emotions.
That too.
And
I agree with you on that. I definitely agree
he started
with you on
coaching emotions, and I think he got caught up. I mean, so, but the problem with even with criticizing JJ is that it's people running around criticizing JJ like he a 10-year vet. Like he a rookie coach that made rookie mistakes, and like this is the problem with this be the main problem I'll be having with the way Herm and stuff talk basketball, is because now all of a sudden we can't even, these guys like rookie coaches, rookie players, young players, old players, they don't get the leeway that they've gotten in the past. Like when Jordan was with the Wizards, can y'all remember any show on ESPN brutalizing them for not getting the Wizards to the playoffs, saying it's going to affect his legacy and he needs to quit the game and retire? Like,
no,
I ain't never seen young players, young coaches, and older players get treated the way they treated. And it's just like, okay, we thought the Lakers would muster up a win versus a Minnesota team that struggled in the regular season. Okay, cool. You're like, cool. Like everybody in the world picked the Lakers to win the series. Everybody was shocked that Anthony Edwards showed up and played like a bona fide superstar. Like we all knew Edwards could play like this, but he hasn't really exploded like this. I mean, he has in spurts like last year, but we didn't think he would do it with the way Minnesota was playing this year.
The problem was, it's not even Ant. Everybody knew Ant was going to deliver. Nobody thought, the reason why we really thought Minnesota was going to lose because we didn't think Randall and Gobert could show up in the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the legit reason. They both played good. And it ain't guaranteed. They gonna do it next season.
But that's also predicated on the same idea, because again, Julius Randle has played good in the playoffs. So for people to think Julius Randle can't play good in the playoffs shows you how much like they don't know basketball. It's like they can't give you. That's what I'm saying. They can't give you a strategy. They can't explain the game to us for us to understand it. At least tell us what you know, what you see. You always talk about, well, this is what I saw, but you can't say nothing. You guys, they just keep regurgitating stuff that they hear on social media.
Like Minnesota did things in this series that nobody could predict. Nobody predicted McDaniels dropping 30. Like there were certain things that happened that, like people, what happened was people like Herm was hoping that some anomaly would happen, but it's not like the way Minnesota was playing. You could be like, yeah, I think McDaniel's going to be a matchup nightmare. He's going to have a couple 30-point games. He's going to be the reason why they win this series. He's going to pick up Luka and Reeves full court and completely disrupt the offense. They're going to force JJ into completely changing offense and throwing their offense in the garbage can. Like this, what happened was not very predictable. Like we just went off of what the Lakers were doing in the regular season, and I believed that they could keep it up. I didn't think that they would throw what they did in the regular season in the garbage can and go to some type of junk offense and even a junk defense in that zone. And so, look, I still got to give Minnesota credit because Ant came and literally snatched that out the Lakers' mouth. They won that first game at home. They won the rest of the games when everybody thought they would fold. And you got to give them credit because they did what nobody in the world thought they could do. Nobody realistically pick Minnesota with good faith. You had to do it like Herm did, which is, I hate the Lakers so much, I'm going to pick against them no matter who they playing. Just like he did in past years when he picked Memphis, when he picked Golden State and all these other teams to beat the Lakers. He just, and the reason why we don't remember those losing picks is because he can pick wrong and be never held to no standard because nobody really cares about what he say about the game.
Yeah, because you feel like you picked off emotions. They want to re-pick.
No, because
he did pick off emotion.
No, because nobody's out here trying to prove people wrong and trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody's out here just trying to talk the game of basketball. They want to have arguments. They want to have debates about everything. Like, let's be real. I'm just looking up the numbers now. I was hesitant to look at it, but I already knew it. And when the Lakers played Jackson Hayes this season over 20 minutes, they are 19-4 with Jackson.
I think they should have played him. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Like, I don't get why you don't play him.
Everybody in the world thought that.
Like, I don't get why they didn't play him. It doesn't make no sense. Everything that they were doing in the regular season, they stopped doing in the playoffs, and no one could tell me why. Other than, like, what Lamont and I think that J.J. Redick just got too stubborn and too arrogant, and he just felt that, like I felt, whatever strategy he put into play, he thought that was good enough to win. They just were not executing it. Instead of saying,
and the reason why we know it's all basketball is because, and Johnny, you remember right at the start of that game, you even flipped your pick. You basically said the Lakers will lose this game. They did not start Jackson Hayes. And it's just like when we watch the game and we see the strategy and we see that they completely went rogue from what typically would win them games, you have to change your pick, right? And so again, I think it's just all about basketball talk. And I think that your takes can change if things change in the series. You know, even if you look at this Houston series, how they basically opened up Fred VanVleet's offense, that's changed the series, right? All the people that picked Golden State, you facing elimination now. He's about to give up another 3-1 lead, and I really want to see is people gonna run around here and make a million videos and criticize Steph Curry's legacy if he gives up another 3-1 lead. I want to see if we do it.
I ain't gonna lie, we might have to.
Going 9 of 23 from the field, so shooting under 40% in a playoff game. They love to talk about LeBron shooting under 40%, having 5 turnovers in this game, and at home to clinch out the series. So let's see what they do. Yeah, let's see what they do.
And it's a team that wasn't supposed to be the second seed. They overachieved.
See, and
nobody had the Rockets at the number 2 seed starting this season. Everybody had them as a playing team.
See, Lamar, I'm glad that you said that because for me, that's how I thought they were going to win too. I thought that VanVleet was going to be the reason why they won because I always thought that the reason they were better was because he was there. Because I was like, he's there, he knows how to get their offense going. He knows how to get the ball to the right guy and attack defenses. Because you got to be able to attack defenses and exploit defenses. Every team has a weakness on defense, especially the Warriors. They're not that great of a defensive team. So if he does what he does, which tonight he did, he had 8 rebounds, 8 assists. He balled with 29 points, only had 2 turnovers. So he was balling out. He gets everybody else involved. Say Goon can get easier shots. Everybody can get easier shots, and they can go deep into their rotations when you have that. But the Warriors, I didn't have the Warriors getting past the Rockets. I thought the Rockets were going to beat them. So,
but you got to think all year long. I think Fred VanVleet this year only averaged 12 points a game. Like they haven't been using them the way they're using them now. So that's why it's hard to predict. That's
14,
why,
14.
like if we'd have known coming into this series that they were just going to unleash VanVleet and put him in the lead role again, okay, maybe that changes predictions. But based off what Houston did all year long, letting Jalen Green and Sengun be the lead dogs, and Fred VanVleet, and what's his name, the other hothead dude, those two kind of took a back seat. Dylan Brooks.
I think what people don't give
Dylan Brooks, Dylan Brooks,
Dylan Brooks, yeah. But people don't give Houston credit for is the one Udoka and the defense that he run. He got them boys playing aggressive, but the defenders that they got to actually guard those guys, especially that Thompson kid. The Thompson kid is like gonna be great in the future wise. But only thing that scares me is the experience because the same thing happened with the Kings before in a Game 7 experience, and he can choke it away. Because I do agree with you, Johnny, from the team perspective, the Rockets should be able to beat them because they got the bodies and they got the players that can actually guard them defensively. And he got a coach who been in a moment, who knows what to do, who's not going to coach off his emotion, going to keep them ready to go defensively. It's just only thing worried me is offensively with this team and in the clutch and Jalen Green for sure because he's not consistent enough. And I hope he don't go like
the Warriors got the ultimate big joker, that Steph Curry. I mean, I'm going into any Game 7 if you're telling me I got Steph Curry. I'm not worried about too many things.
But I think the only thing is I think the Game 7 might be either going to be close or a blowout, and it don't be a blowout if like the Rockets just wet the bed. But only thing that scares me with the Rockets is if the game get close, who can close out for the Rockets? That's it. That's the only thing that makes me nervous with them. Besides that, defensively, I think if they make it a dogfight defensive game, the Rockets beat them Game 7.
I mean, Stephen Curry has had the last Game 7 Stephen Curry had was against the Sacramento Kings in 2023, where he scored 50 points in a Game 7. But he has had some duds like he did in Game 7 against the Cavs. But he averages 32 points per game, 7 assists. In Game 7s, and I don't know what his record is. I don't know to see what the record is.
Yeah, I know his thumb messed up, but ain't no excuse because he scored over 25 points tonight. So ain't no excuse if he have a dud game. I don't want to hit that thumb stuff because he scored 29 tonight. Bad shooting or not, I don't care what it is.
Well, I mean, they're not going to play again. That's why I hate the light skin special because they never put the pressure on him. They always want to make him better than LeBron when they can, but then they never talk about when he only scores 3 points in a regular season game. Like I can just imagine LeBron James losing a 3-1 series.
To be honest, John, I never heard anybody say he's better than LeBron. Only thing I have heard consistent, I'm telling you with logic. As I said, with logic when I say this. with logic. Only thing I ever heard is that people saying that it's not LeBron's error because of how successful Steph was. I'm talking people with logic who says that. People who just say Steph better than LeBron, you just talking. You know what I'm saying? But the people with logic that I heard talk said LeBron really didn't have the error because of how dominant Steph was. And that's more of a conversation.
They're complete retards that say that.
I mean, no, he was successful though. In LeBron's
It don't matter. Era dominance is more than just winning. Like who's the most dominant player in Steph?
Hey, hold on, wait. LeJerick, just go ahead and ask the question. I'm gonna look for your comment. I believe you got a question for Lamont before Lamont gets back up.
Winning is not the main thing. It's not close to the main thing.
No, we're not doing that. Winning is the main thing. The main goal before anything is winning.
To you.
So what's the main goal, Lamont, when it comes to the game of basketball?
No, I'm saying when we're talking about individual players. If you talk about who is the most dominant player in an era.
No, we say your era.
You say it came down. I'm saying I just did a whole video about why players like Nikola Jokic ain't really getting why we should not consider this team bullshit. I talked about Nikola Jokic and Ja Morant. I said these organizations, two of the dumbest organizations in NBA history. You fire your head coach right before the playoffs. If the Denver flops this playoffs, it's because they don't have a bona fide head coach. Look at Memphis. Did you see the coach? Like in that one game, there was a game where Memphis lost. That Memphis lost a game. The players at the end of the game are literally looking at each other like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to run because they don't have a goddamn head coach. I get it. You don't have Ja Morant, but you have the lead and you have an opportunity to win the game. And the players are literally looking at each other like, so this stuff impacts your legacy when organizations can literally make decisions that affect your ability to win and lose. So why I can't hold winning on these players. I got to look at you as an individual. I got to look at your individual dominance. And we judge it from there. And if at the end, if it's close, we can look at winning. But I think when it comes to Brown and Steph, before we even get to the winning, it is not close. Before we get to the winning, these are two different echelons of conversation.
No, I agree with you saying. So you just pretty much saying like, make sure we explain with substance. I'm not denying that part.
That's not what I said.
No, that's pretty much what you is saying. Like you got to explain what's going on with substance. You can't just say this person win, this person lost because somebody coach can get fired a couple games before the season. But
still not what I said.
But I'm saying, so what's more? The one guy in the comments said, "What's more important than winning?"
As a team, winning is the most important thing. But if we're judging individuals, we got to judge you on your individuality first.
Okay.
Because with regards to winning, there's only so much a great player can impact with regards to winning. There's too many other people involved in an organization that can control you winning or losing. Like it's not like if LeBron's the best player on a great team, we've always said people like Dan Gilbert played a strong role in his early years in Cleveland in his ability to win and lose games. That's why he left, right? If other people can play significant factors in it. So how do we judge winning when we know that other people were the primary culprits as to stifling your ability to win or lose? I just got to look at you as an individual. That's why Jerry West was able to say after 5 years, LeBron was the best player in the league over Kobe, irregardless of the winning, because he's looking at the two individual talents. He knows LeBron is in a messed up situation.
Yeah, but
if you want to say who had the better dynasty,
if you
want to say who had the better dynasty, that's a different conversation because that's team.
But even with that
team
time,
things
LeBron,
with team.
But even with that time, but LeBron was in the league during that time with the values that you're talking about. He had a winning record over Kobe, and his teams had a better record, so he still was winning too. So winning played a factor in saying he's better because Kobe was losing during the time. LeBron came in the league 03. The Shaq dynasty was over with them next 5 years. You're talking about LeBron Cavs had a better record probably besides like his rookie year, maybe the second year. But the other 3 years,
Do you really think Jerry West said Brown was a better player because of team record?
No, but I'm saying no. I'm just saying because he was winning too, so that played.
No, I really want you to think
he had a winning record against Kobe.
West,
he had a head too during that time. Too.
Listen to what you're saying. Do you really think Jerry West thought back and said, "Damn, LeBron won a whole bunch of games against Kobe. Man, he better than Kobe." You really think that was his ultimate decider, or was it LeBron's game?
No, I think it played a factor, but I think the game played more too.
Game, it's his game.
No, it's the game. No. I'm just saying.
Talk about that. No, because talk about that. Did y'all hear what Jeremy Lamb said the other day about Kevin Martin and how that Kevin Martin legitimately would look at the stat sheet and see that he was playing too good and said, "I'm gonna stop playing this good because I don't want to be."
Wow. That was wild
But
to me.
that's what Lamar's trying to explain to you. So even when you have a player, let's just say you have a player with the absolute competitive spirit that says, I want to win every year, he still can't dictate if he has a teammate like this, if he has a coach that, you know what I'm saying? They still can't dictate everything. So again, at the end of the day, the winning, again, we all like winning. We all think winning is what you're supposed to do. But in reality, there's a lot of players who don't care about winning. There's a lot of teams that don't care about winning. There's a lot of coaches that don't even know how to win. There's just coaches out here that just want a player to respect them. That when he says to them to do something, they just need to do it. Like, there's not even coaches out here that's really thinking that they can win a basketball game. They just know that they're the coach and they're not going to lose a job because some other player. They're going to lose a job on their own accord. There's some people out there like that, bro. So it has nothing, like, that's why the whole idea of winning, it's like, we all know, bro, only a handful are going to truly be winners of everything.
No, that's
It's
why
called
I
luck.
didn't agree. That's
It's
why I
called
didn't
luck.
disagree with you,
Winning in
Lamar.
the
I just
NBA
you just saying like
takes
you
a high
explaining
degree of luck too.
the substance. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I didn't say you was wrong. I agree with you.
But remember, 5 years ago, when Stephen Curry and LeBron James both had 3 championships before they won in 2020, nobody was saying Stephen Curry was better than LeBron.
No.
So and it was all Kevin Durant till 2022, and when Kevin Durant messed up in 2022, everybody thought Kevin Durant was better than LeBron James, and it wasn't until the Warriors lucked up and win a championship that year. Because in reality, if Ja Morant don't get hurt in the first round, I don't think the Warriors get past the Memphis in that first round playoffs. But again, Ja Morant gets hurt, they make it to the playoffs, they win, and that's fine. But again, at the end of the day, these are all great players, and like Lamont said, if we all just judge players by their individual game, ain't nobody better than LeBron James. But let's answer this question right quick, Lamont, because they want us to answer this question before you go. He says, I want to know, why do you guys think JJ went away from what got us to the 3rd seed? And I've never seen nothing like that ever. Why? What do you guys think his strategy was? Well, I already stated what it was. I believe he thought that he panicked. He thought that Minnesota's athleticism and length was going to clog up the lanes, and he didn't want Jackson Hayes to attribute to that. He felt that LeBron James and Luka could attack one-on-one, and they made it more difficult, and they left guys like DFS and Hachimura and Gabe Vincent open. So when those guys weren't hitting their shots and the Lakers wasn't getting their rebounds, they were also running on the Lakers, just like Chicago was doing. They were speeding up the pace versus the
we
Lakers
exposed
defense.
y'all.
Yeah, no, I said that you got to get ahead of the Lakers defense, because when the Lakers have court defense set up, they can actually play good defense, team defense wise.
Yeah, they had too much speed.
Yeah, so that's what JJ, he panicked. So in his mind, he went with the guys who for small ball reasons, to create the space so that LeBron and Luka could take advantage of one-on-one defenders, but they really couldn't, and that backfired. Lamar, I don't know if you want to add something to that, or
I think that JJ coached like a YouTuber. He coached like the locker room would have coached. Right? So, like, think about it. Right? Think about it. Think about it. Like, over the past couple years, when things don't look right, they hit the panic button, trade, even if the trades don't make sense, and they just panic all over the place. And remember, in game 2 showed us, I said, the way the Lakers win this series is they got to make this a slow, boring 90 to 80 game series. I said, because the only way Minnesota wins, you got to keep giving them a lot of shots. That's why they could go 7 of 47 from the 3 and win. But because what happened was the Lakers was Luka kept taking shots early in the shot clock. They kept playing quick. They kept playing quick, turnover, quick. That's why they had McDaniels pressing the ball, because they wanted to force the Lakers into playing fast. They got tricked. They got tricked into playing fast when really the simplest solution was right in front of your face. Just let LeBron be the point. McDaniels is not bullying LeBron into playing, getting sped up. Like, you have the ultimate solution right there. Instead of going to that solution, what you do is you double down on it. You give Luka the ball more. You let him speed the pace up. Then you take his only weapon out, Jackson Hayes, because you got some type of beef with him. So you coach with emotions. You coach like you made decisions. So
Yeah, again, and on to add on top of that, you know what Herm said. This was the funniest thing. You know what Herm said, Lamont, when I said to give LeBron the ball because he couldn't bully because McDaniels wouldn't be able to bully LeBron in that fashion. He was like they had Julius Randle. Can you imagine telling Julius Randle to cover LeBron 90 feet? He think like Randle got that in his resume. Like that's not in Randle's game. Yeah, like LeBron is not going to bully him in the half court set on half court defense. But if you're going to tell Julius Randle, yo, go stick LeBron 90 feet. That's not happening. Why do you think they were sending Anthony Edwards over there to push him? Which is so weird. Lamont, have you ever saw that in basketball where a guy's jogging up the floor and the guy's able to just push him, like literally shove him? Like, have you ever seen that multiple times? Like, I've never seen that in basketball, Lamont. You can get in front of him, prevent him, but actually, like, shove him and push him, I've never seen that a day in my life, bro.
90s basketball, we back.
They said that they never even did that in the 90s. I've never even seen that in the 90s, bro. I've never seen that. Like, I've never seen that a day in my life. LeJerick says here, Lamont, I watched your stream after the game, and your breakdown on why you can't play zone without a big on the floor was very informative. Yeah, shout out to Lamont, man. Lamont did a great stream. That's what we do here.
Coach Wayne be cooking a little bit. I don't know, but since he won a championship, he's been locked in. He got more experience now. He's been locked since he won a championship. Before then, he was on Doc Rivers' time, but he all right now.
Hold on. Herm said we was front running when we picked the Lakers. How is he not front running by picking the Cavs? How is he not? He didn't pick Memphis to win it all. He went and picked the second best team in the NBA, third best team in the NBA to win it all. Talking about we front running by picking the third seed in the West with all types of roster problems, but we front running. We picked a team that Herm and King Rowe clearly said, "Oh, Minnesota has a better roster." We picked against what they thought was. So the thing is, how am I front running when we obviously picked the underdog in y'all eyes? Y'all stupid, man. Like he just say stuff.
I don't listen. I don't mind people making predictions because you're not going to be right. You know what I'm saying? Like all the time, like 100%. Yeah, it's 50-50, but at least be a man about it. Like I'm here right now. I told you I was wrong. I could have swore the Lakers were going to win a championship this year. And mind you, I'm a Heat fan. I really don't even like saying that. Now that I'm thinking about it, it sounds like disgusting to think about it.
Don't ask me what I would have said as a Bulls fan. As a Bulls fan, I thought we was gonna run to the point. We was gonna make the playoffs and at least win 1 or 2 games against the number 1 seed. I swear, I thought we was gonna smack the Heat, smack the Hawks, and then go to the playoffs at least win 1 or 2 games because we run everybody off the court. And that just be. I'm gonna rock with my team. I'm a fan of my team, so we go rock because they know I'm still mad we lost to the Heat. We should have smoked y'all. And that's what it is. I'm gonna rock with my team. That's how I felt. With my team, I don't care. The Bulls should at least made it to the playoffs. 8 seed ran both teams at least won 1 or 2 games, and then we should have got out of that.
You said when was the 6th the underdog? I don't know what you mean by that. You talking
They
about
definitely was the underdog by the public. Now, should they realistically be the underdog? No, because the 3 through like 7 seed was like a game apart. But we not gonna lie, like everybody didn't have the Minnesota Timberwolves as an underdog. We're not gonna do that.
He said when was a 3-seeded underdog? All the Zesty Jeffries who kept telling us that the Lakers weren't better than Minnesota.
The 3 seed wasn't underdog. Minnesota was for sure. We're not gonna do that.
Like let's keep it real. And mind you, the Lakers had 1 game better than Minnesota. They were 1 game better than Minnesota. Minnesota won 49. The Lakers won 50. That's why y'all all that is pettiness talk. I keep telling y'all that. Who's the better team? You got to go by all NBA, all defensive, all-star selections. And I can tell you this right now, they're going to have all NBA and all defensive players on that team on Minnesota. So, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, let's keep it real. Hey, Lamont, LeJerick says that I have a barbershop here in Mississippi. Shout out to you, brother. Peace and blessings. He says, and you guys give me unlimited ammo in the GOAT debate and how to rank players.
And I got a book I'm coming out with. I'm releasing a book next week. It's the encyclopedia on how to debate that LeBron James is the GOAT, man. You have every answer.
You funny.
That's crazy.
Coming out next week on Amazon.
We working on a GOAT book, but it's just a whole thesaurus about all the great things LeBron has done. But it's something. That's a little bit something different than that.
You
Lamont
and Johnny
says,
done collab. I done seen Johnny wrote 500 Reasons Why LeBron the GOAT. Now you got a book coming out. Y'all boys crazy.
yeah, it's better than using 4 seasons and 6 seasons to say why somebody's the GOAT. NBA history. You know what I'm saying? So it's all G. Look, they're changing.
You know what?
Nobody changed history better than Jesse Jeffries, because y'all know nobody. It's hard to find information. Oh, Lamont, you know what I got today? I found this today. This is a Sports Illustrated from 2007 when the Cavs had just beat the Detroit Pistons. This is an April Sports Illustrated, and they got the NBA Finals review in here. I can't wait to start reading this shit.
Oh, I probably had them as super underdogs.
Oh, look, the Kingdom Come. Look, they sit here talking about us. This was 2007. This was 20 years ago.
Oh, damn, the Kingdom arrived in 07. Let's get it.
This is 07. This is why they hate Michael. This is why they hate LeBron, because everybody saw it back then. Like he said, this is what Jerry West saw. This is what he saw. Kobe wasn't doing this. So that's how it is. That's crazy.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh my God. All right. Well, hey, listen, I got to end tonight's show. Give me a second here, because I gotta open the door for my son. My son just came in there. That's why I found this, ladies and gentlemen. My son turns 18 years old today. It's his 18th birthday, and we had a time capsule. He was born in 2007. So we put this in his time capsule, and I didn't even know this was in here. I got a mint condition.
You trying to turn your son into LeBron?
Nah, it was just stuff just to show, like, because we're sports fans. So this is April. He was born May of 2007. This is an April 2007 Sports Illustrated. So everybody in our family put something in the time capsule. Somebody brought that Sports Illustrated and put it in the time capsule because they know me and his mother are sports fans. So it wasn't because
who your son's favorite player?
His favorite player.
Yeah.
I don't think he has a favorite player, but he likes the
Cavs. I'm saying if you force him to love LeBron, I'm gonna get on you, man.
To be honest with you, I think he thinks LeBron's the GOAT, but he's a Cavs fan. But let me open up the door. Okay. He's out here waiting for me. So actually, let me go ahead and end tonight's show, ladies and gentlemen. It's good to have all you guys on. I appreciate you, Olo. Appreciate you, West Coast. Y'all make sure to follow Shaq.
Yeah.
Real Takes Over Fake Debates sports show. He goes live every Mondays and on Friday nights as well. So shout out to you. And y'all know
Lamont SB, Ajani, salute.
Peace and blessings. Y'all know Lamont, my boss. You know, all right. So again, shout out to all you gentlemen. We appreciate y'all. It's been great. It's been a wonderful show. I was trying to do 100 of y'all, but 100 of y'all didn't show up. But at the end of the day, the Lakers did lose, and it is a sad day for all us LeBron.
Business, man. How y'all gonna be fucking with me? I just sent y'all nigga home. How they gonna do that?
They be talking shit.
Man, they been talking shit all week.
Hey, all the analysts said what they say?
Lakers in 5. And then look, when we was up 3-1, they said Lakers in 7.
And they say that.
Go to hell today. Hey, Ty, what is it? Hey, the good guy gonna die in this movie.
Hey, the exposure. What about your Lakers now?
Are better.
Talking all
we needed
crap.
Anthony Davis.
The Lakers suck.
You're a fake
the biggest
Laker
LeBron
fan.
sexual ever.
Anthony Davis.
Johnny's always
we
talking
had
crap.
no rim
You think
protection.
you're the man.
Look at our
That's
team.
why no one
This
likes
is
your
the
channel.
same thing.
Goat James
oh my
Kingdom
God,
sucks.
JJ Redick
Everybody
sucks.
hates the exposure.
I wish we
Everybody
still
hates
had
you,
Kobe.
Johnny.
Please give us Kobe.
And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you come and check us out this Sunday, as we will be discussing whether or not LeBron James should actually retire from the game of basketball, or should he give it another shot with Luka Doncic. So make sure you guys check us out this Sunday on the Goat James Kingdom channel with the Goat James Kingdom show, noon Eastern time with B. Lee and Ajani. Also, check out tomorrow's show, The Radar, as there will be a debate on who is the better player between Kobe Bryant and LeBron James. That's going to be an epic showdown tomorrow on the Radar show right here on the Goat James Kingdom platform. Again, I'm Ajani the Exposer. I go live every Friday night right here on FYF Sports Debate and also Goat James Kingdom channel. If you guys love what we do here and want to support us, go to FYF's Clips channel, become a member over there. Support FYF by Cash App donations. But here in GOAT James Kingdom, all you got to do is become a member of the channel. It's $4.99 to become a member of the GOAT James Kingdom channel and become a Knights of GJK. As you can see here, we have plenty of guys who are part of our platform and support what we do. Tonight was a wonderful show, and we're going to continue to do great stuff like Friday night exposures and obviously Sunday night shows and all the other great things that we do here on the GOAT James Kingdom platform. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, hit that like button, comment, share our content. Also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Discord, Playback, Facebook. We're all over the place. I'm Ajani the Exposer. I want to tell you guys thank you for having a great Friday night with me. Peace and blessings. If you're a basketball fan and you're tired of basketball shows that talk about fake narratives and using non-basketball terms like killer instinct, playoff translation, gravity, come to GOAT James Kingdom.
Welcome to GOAT James Kingdom, where basketball lives forever. You get to enjoy BV and Ajani talk basketball every Sunday noon Eastern Time right here on the GOAT James Kingdom channel. Support by subscribing and also check out the membership at GOAT James Kingdom.